Regulatory Commission, representatives of utility services providers, members of the media, civil society representatives, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I want to use this opportunity to especially welcome Osa Berimba Dr. Kwesi Atta, the second, the president of the Uba Traditional Council. Nana, I want to say that you are warmly welcome to this August occasion. And we want to say that we are privileged and happy that you agree to grace this occasion as our guest of honor. Thank you so much. It is a great pleasure to welcome you all to this important public hearing on the multi-year tariffs order organized by the Public Utilities and Regulatory Commission. Today's engagement represents a very vital aspect of our collective commitment to transparency, accountability, and stakeholder participation in the regulation of our utility service in Ghana. As you are aware, the determination of tariffs for electricity and water service is not just a mere technical exercise. It is a process that balances the needs of consumers, the sustainability of the service providers, and the broader economic and social development objective of our country, Ghana. This public hearing provides an opportunity for utility service providers to present their tariffs proposals, justify their cost structures, and explain the investments required to ensure efficient, reliable, and sustainable service delivery. It also offers the public and the stakeholders the chance to express their tribute meaningfully to this process. Through this participatory approach, the PURC reaffirms its dedication to fair, evidence-based decision-making and its core mandate of protecting the interests of consumers and also ensuring that utility services are reliable, they are financially sustainable. Let me take this opportunity to commend the utilities for their comprehensive and preparedness and the effective and the effort they have invested in their submission, as well as to thank all stakeholders and the members of the public who continue to engage constructively in this process. Your contribution will strengthen the regulatory governance and also enhance the public confidence in the system. I trust that our deliberation today will be fruitful and very insightful and conducted in the spirit of mutual respect and collaboration. On this note, I once again warmly welcome you all and to this public hearing on the multi-tariffs order and wish all of us a productive session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Ebenezer Anafo. He is a commissioner for PURC. Thank you so much for this welcome address. services and performance monitoring. We also have Mr. Ademu Abubakar. Thank you. We also have Dr. Robert Aziz Tia, Deputy Director, Corporate Affairs. Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming. Sisia henum penyinfo ikrora nom omanura owe henu finfin ha onye na nananom wa baka hen ho chede omani no sunsum nyina ta hen echi enti murder nananom a wo hazy kakra na mezachire hon nanara ba chire oye gom hema omembo nsem akotokra ba anafo igoma igwa owo gwa ha nyina nti hon so wo use nsu na nkanzea pa nti na wetietie ne chawchaw mu aba ya wanana mewur adonten hima ya san wanana ba chi a ozikan mankrado hima nana ba chi mi ya wo nana kwekwenu a otodu ebasa mare hen na so no ye kokwado apiosika hen UCC fu nyina ho hen nana yedase ya wo nana kwesi ejina otodu ebien ono nye ogwa nyemfa hen yedase medu krora se nyim na msrew se nyim na menka nkyerɛ dɛ Council of State member ono na ɔka hɛ ho han ɔka ho ma wɔdwene Ghana ho papaapa o nana ehwɛ menyim de yɛ ɔka ho ma wɔdwene Ghana mani nyinaa ho. Are we not lucky to have him in the house? He's in the person of His Royal Majesty Osaberma Dr. Kwesi Atta Otodu Ebien, President of Ogwa Traditional Council, Paramount Chief of Ogwa Traditional Area. Nana yada sedebe eziwenyim nyam abata henechi. At this point, order yenya chairperson for this August occasion. Introducing to you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we shall now have our opening remarks by our chairperson, Dr. Kwabena Nyakon Otu. Omefunsim Bunshianokwan. Obama hen address on our Sonye Hen chairperson for this occasion. Ombe to Omayam Bunsum Van under her.
Thank you. Distinguished guest, and I want to stand on the existing protocol with the permission of Nananom and myself and Nana Osaberima. We've done some work together over the past 15. We were both members of PIA. I don't know if you've known or heard about PIA. So our relationship dates back a long time ago. But today, Nana, we are here talking about, and I'm sure most participants in the room have heard about some figures already. That the Ghana Water Company wants Y figure and electricity company wants X figure. Nananom and distinguished guests, these are the proposals the utility companies have presented to the commission. And the way the commission works is that when they present the proposals, we treat them nebo. Okay. Call it the science of tariff determination. It presented some calculations, mathematics, based on
their cost based on all. In fact, if you look at Ghana Water, they've even factored in galamsey. The water, and they will show you, the water they are treating is so heavily polluted. Now, if they need 10 bags of some chemicals, now they need 100 bags. So they factored that one in. But when we listen to them and their proposal, they look very great. But that is only the science. In PURC, it's a stakeholder board. So I represent TUT Ghana, and that's a disclaimer. Now, it's a stakeholder board. It is not only science. It is not only the hard technical analysis. It is also about consumers and whether they will be able. Is your opportunity to question them, to let them know whether you can pay or you can't pay, to let them know where, to know how we can bring some presented. So this is the rationale for we problem with this. Why today? Give you an to engage the utilities. The questions you raise will form part of what we call the decision variable. The question you put to them, the commissioners here will be taking notes. So when we get back to Accra, we will look at their technical proposals based on the questions and the suggestions from this floor, and then we'll take a decision whether the tariff should be X or Y. This makes this engagement very important. Please question the utilities, because those questions will form an important part of the decision we are going to make. But as the MC also said, we want you to keep your questions clear, simple, so that other people can have the opportunity to talk. But most importantly, we also want you to direct your questions at the proposal they are going to present. In many cases, this engagement turns out to be complaint sessions, where people will tell you 2 weeks ago, we haven't had water. Our lights have not been. We want you to look at the tariff, because there's also another way by which you can present your complaints. So if you miss the opportunity to question the tariff proposals, it will be a great disservice to Ghana and to all of us. There are some questions I cannot ask, but I'll pray that it will come from the floor. And I'm sure the trade unionists and all other segments of society are here. Nananum are here. Everybody, the market women, we are all here. So we are appealing to you to take this exercise serious. And the commission promises that whatever views and suggestions you put across will carry weight in the decisions that we make. On that note, let me welcome you once again to this engagement. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Doc, the owner is missing. Thank you so much. You know, PURC, they examine and approve the rates charged by public utilities. Into why it's there? Utilities PURC, where do you stand? Are you for us or against us? You are in the middle. Okay. Into what can it mean or chair there? Ihana ya wahezo ho hen wahenu su samho wahenen kanzia samho onye de makada nkamfo ya na 6 months ponsum bay wasenyo no na wope wete ana but nsusum bay o na mom wopede yete presentation of various utilities no baba baye yete num nsampa. We need to listen to them carefully analyze whatever they are going to say. Yentro bibi into her. Why the increment? I was thinking opera was a cajon. You're bread down, but was the bill cajon. Why? Into no what's the yen questions yen phone go na your presentation now was so eritreal. So the first presentation will be done by Volta River Authority. That's VRA. A round of applause for VRA. Volta River Authority. If we need to ask them questions, we do politely. We do politely.
Is scheduled to make remarks.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Manana, fetch up. Oh, there, yama, epupu minimum kakra. Woman in Fansom Bunshia, or Sabarma Dr. Kwesiata, the second, or Mahin of Ugwa traditional area, member of Council of State. Nana Sobiara and Sanaho.
Mama, when you actually watch my bro, a poor man, Mr. Cratty be bay. The answer now, but she crattered the mark and cannon. Pede, Mama, yan paying free pike. Mama, when it's drunk on one boat, was an call meetings, functions, CP. None of them, or if any, about 1% start on time. You have started this meeting right on time. Congratulations. If you so the underlying factor, onam de me share onyazi pofor, oda kogo merekotazi, and then you portan and wabobi, a bu. Now, also, a best on so do. No so mojina no jo, Nami todo, oh, Hometuda mobile court, the ma, if you wake a jina baby, oye mo, na oye ma, ni porotanosu. Na-ebiazi enije ozukofi. Na ya ne principal nya de foforo mahem. Na emo onam encumbrance bi a na anse orebeba. Nti no nze mebi so abehihye ma ya betena ha demi. Nti words ihe na asen ihe so yento wase. Ama bibiara onfa etirim ezi kapra etirim sun biara nkwade obi esisi bi. Nti na ihe nyina ya wo ha. Eka bi so baka na ye begina center. Che wo hu ye gina center na abobo mu akehwe bozu. Nti masam kakra ni. Nti woma mahwe krate bi na ankenka. And with your permission, Mr. Chairman, I'm very much 15 years ago, I would like to stand on the protocol already established and say good morning to all of you. It is indeed an honor to stand before you today as the guest of honor at this significant program. And I have to say a big thank you to the organizers for inviting me to be part of this very important program. The subject we have gathered here to discuss is not just technical or economic in nature. It touches the daily lives of every household, business, and broader development of our nation. Utility tariffs represent more than just numbers on a bill. They reflect how we balance affordability for consumers and the sustainability of electricity and water are necessities, not luxuries. They drive education, health, industry, and overall quality of life. A reliable supply of these services is a cornerstone of national development. However, providing these essential services comes with challenges such as rising production costs, fuel price fluctuations, aging infrastructure, and the need for continuous maintenance and investment. Without sustainable tariffs, utility providers cannot expand, modernize, or deliver quality service. The key question is, how do we set tariffs that ensure sustainability while being fair to the average consumer? Forums like today's are crucial, providing a platform for dialogue where the regulator, providers, and consumers exchange views, ask questions, and explore solutions. Transparency and accountability in tariff setting must remain at the heart of our processes. Citizens deserve to understand why tariffs change, how funds are raised, and what improvements they can expect. Citizens also have a role to play. Efficient use of electricity and water helps reduce waste, lower household costs, and ease pressure on supply systems. Conservation and responsible usage must be promoted alongside tariff discussions. That is why I urge policymakers, regulators, and service providers to listen carefully to citizens' concerns. Let today be about building understanding, fostering trust, and charting a path towards affordable, reliable, and sustainable utility services for all. As we deliberate, let us remember that tariffs impact families, businesses, and communities. We must strive for balance, ensuring that utility providers remain viable while citizens are not overburdened. I'm hopeful that discussions and recommendations from the forum will guide policy discussion and contribute to a more transparent, fair, and sustainable utility sector. And I would say thank you for your attention, and may this forum be fruitful and impactful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Osaberima Dr. Kwesiata, the second Council of State member. He is the paramount chief of Ugwa traditional area. One thing I heard say, do not overburden citizens. We shouldn't be overburdened. Anamoboa. Mo on chichirin hen. Ya pecha wongu guma hen pa. Okay, and acknowledging some of our dignitaries. I have spotted few ladies and gentlemen in Ghana National Fire Service uniform. Are you here? From Fire Service. A round of applause for Ghana National Fire Service. And also Ghana Police Service. Are you here? Oh, one more one said you when.
Chairperson, Stakeholder Committee, His Royal Majesty Saberima Dr. Kwesi Arthur II, President of Ugwa Traditional Council, Paramount Chief of Ugwa Traditional Area. Mekan Rofo Kakra na Makan Fanti. Into obey hybrid presentation. See, Wejina Mishaya Odaona Mejia Ipinvoa Yeshimwa Onachi Wajimenyado. Iti V Oban in Kanye Huejuma of Fred Bibi the value chain of the electricity supply industry. Into your generation, transmission, and distribution. But ansana mechichimin. Nyaman kutin na mebay. Minimum pennyful bay. Yefi VRA. Inti over there we bonzi. Your manager for business. Our friend engineer Obed Opoku. And yen principal economist. Our friend Evans Sowa Mensa. Yen commercial officer Daniel Enim. And I kula waka yen rep or commercial department. Our friend Benjamin Ukraku. And me sansu di inchia fi yen penina oda yano our friend engineer Edward Obin Kenzo. Me di bre in penifua yeshim wa henina. Okay, into Machado. So VRA is a generator in the supply chain. Or the VRA is the fango oil and the diesel, gas. Na renewable so is the area. Another is soup. Ni yezi fa yen fidinum machine num na yanua. This is yanua more ban ye kania you use. Ni so ba na yen yewe ya famous na transmission for na from good pool wafa na wɔda nam wim nso wodu hɔ a na distribution fo so a wɔfrɛ ECG wɔn nso wɔafa ma wɔayɛ distribute ma obiara nya. Nti yɛn presentation ni yɛ yɛn tariff proposal a yɛdze kɔto PURC fo wɔn anim na nhyɛn no kyerɛ dɛ sɛ yɛde to wɔn anim a ɔwɔ dɛ yɛhyia temammufo na yɛsan nso de to wɔn anim ma ntoma a yɛhia a ɔbɛboa ma yɛn adwuma no ayɛ dɛn wakɔ do. Nti eyi yɛ nsɛm a mɛka outline. Nti mɛka about mpuntu ndwuma a yɛayɛ from 2022 to a wotua tariff a yɛnya wɔ mu no edwuma a yɛdze ayɛ ɛna ma yɛhwehwɛ sisi ano sɛ yɛnya edwuma a yɛdze bɛyɛ ɛna mɛka bibi kakra on mini grids. The last one is tariff proposal. Nti edwuma a yɛayɛ wɔ tariffs a yɛnya no na mbɛka ho asɛm yi. Wɔfrɛ bibi sea water reverse osmosis. Ɔwɔ aboase yɛn thermal plant no yɛwɔ combined cycle nti yɛhia nsu na yɛdze pool ma wɔatum wɔayɛ adwuma yie. Nti yɛde kunsun na yɛyɛ yi a na yɛyi nkyin no afi na yɛnya raw water na yɛde ayɛ adwuma. Nti ɔno yɛwie. Ɛna Ameri relocation. Yɛyi Ameri fii Takrade kɔɔ Kumase. Osiane dɛ Grikofo no ɔyɛ na wɔhu dɛ were very low. Nti ohia dɛ yɛdze Ameri yɛdze kɔ hɔ. Nti phase 1 no yɛde 150 megawatts na yɛdze kɔe a yɛwie a ɔyɛ adwuma. Na phase 2 no so yɛ 100 megawatts. Yɛdze kɔ a ɔnso wɔgu do a wɔyɛ ho adwuma. Ɛna yɛn plant na wɔ Akosombo na Kpɔn sisi ano mpuntu na aban nti no yɛ automate yɛn ndwuma a yɛyɛ. And it's a problem ba nipa nkɔ hɔ ɛbɛtena kyerɛ yɛn hu na sɛ ɔwɔ dɛ yɛsoma nipa na ɔkɔ hɔ a na yɛasoma na wakɔyɛ adwuma. Ɛna eyi so yɛ ndwuma a yɛayɛ wɔ tariff a wɔde tua yɛn dame period yi nyinaa. Ɛna eyi yɛ ndwuma a yɛbɛyɛ sɛ ntum na yɛnya na yɛde bɛyɛ ndwuma a yɛbɛyɛ. Nti yɛn dam na ɔwɔ Kpɔn no yɛ wheat na debris wɔsu no do yɛ ɔba na wakɔ hyehyɛ yɛn turbines no mu. So ɔba ndam a wɔfrɛ bibi force outage ɔwɔ dɛ yɛdundum yɛn machine no ɔyɛ dam so a light kɔ off. Nti project yi ɔbɛma dam ade na osi no ɔnsi bio ma yɛnya force outage bio. Ɛna ɔwɔ dɛ yɛtɔ transformers a yɛde yɛn adwuma wɔ Akosombo. Ɛna yɛn transformers no ɔnyɛ adze a ekɔ kurom a benya. It's not eyi so ka ho yɛ equipment na ɛbɔ. Nti eyi yɛ for thermal projects. Ɔwɔ dɛ yɛtɔ parts a ne nyinaa yɛ bespoke item a ɔwɔ dɛ yɛyɛ designs na ade na tanker specification. Ɛna aboaze hɔ no so no sɛ maintenance a nti equipment a wɔfrɛ no single point mooring rehabilitation. Nti ɔno yɛ equipment a ɔwɔ po no do na wafa pipe maa kɔ aboaze ɔhɔ na yɛ tanks no wɔ na yɛ float liquid fuel no ɔkɔgu tank no mu nti yɛnya gas tank wɔ ya BB on mini grids. Nti Ghana ha aban yɛn nhyehyɛ dɛ ɔwɔ dɛ obiara nya access to electricity and access approximately 90%. No, ɔno no ɔkyerɛ dɛ distribution fuso wɔ baabi ma ɛwɔ a wɔbɛtum extend power na ma ma ɛde use wɔ fie. Nti yɛn nkurɔfo no a wɔwɔ island communities no ɔhɔ no grid ne nyi hɔ. Nti wɔde kɔ hɔ so a ɔyɛ kaw. Nti aban se ɔwɔ dɛ use renewables. Nti 10% na wɔnyi nkanea no 15 out of the 10 no wɔyɛ wɔn a wɔtete mini grids no wɔtete island community. Nti asɔyɛ a ɔhwɛ yɛn do a wɔfrɛ Ministry of Energy and Green Transition. Wɔyɛ
Quick one. What is island community? And we have one in Central.
no
You don't have one in Central.
for the mini grids that we are operating, we don't have.
No, but do you have an island community in Central? Whether you have extended the mini grid to them or not.
Not that I know.
But just explain the island communities.
All right. So it is no. Me the one grade no undu hon. Abain din si ba there. Over there. Like one insu ajuhwesia. Aha. Insu etwa ho na esi. Me, Dr. One of our friend ministry or mine 8 able to use solar, wind, hydro, biomass. But yes, they are buying us or they use renewable. And this area generation now about distribution and sana customers in Suwenya. But no mini grids no or small scale generation, very small scale from 10 kilowatts to 10 megawatts. Into Hano transmission full in a distribution area no so on your ECG full one distribution be or a very small scale. And I'm kind or 8 in 4 or greater Accra, 4 or OT region. And I buying or 35 more ɔde bɛka ho ɔdze ama yɛn nti yɛsrɛ dɛ PRC fo ɔbɛboa ma wɔdze ONM no watu mama yɛn ma yɛtum yɛ maintain ama yɛn nuanom no a wɔwɔ island communities no ma wɔtum wɔnya kanea.
So what is renewables and what is ONM?
So ONM is operating and maintenance. I said it. Yeah. And the renewables too, I said it during the introduction. That VRA uses Rihanna down. So this is a cost analysis. There's how to PRS for when the one boy and yenya baby kakana into take care of the ONM. Into VRA may stranded there. PRS for over cost yen ONM no, that's operating and maintenance. Ma yetum they maintain mini grids no going forward. Into a year yen tariff proposal. So often key assumptions are you consider in tariff determination. Osande generation, you know, you use more of gas. Into gas, the price in here $7.8. Into as a son, but yes, you can 12 cedis. Na bibi kakada do. It's a year projection for supply to young customers now. And see, me baby, you know, my yes, PRC for in a impenifa ishim wa there ye here into oboboa ma yetum yezaye yenejuma ma yenejuma no wetum pon ma wonso nya kanea nti ma ye here 71 pesos bibi kakada do. Issue reactive power compensation ancillary services. Also can yenjuma na eye no ho. Enti oye service ya oboa ma grading transmission grade no ojane na do ma bibia akodo fine. Enti ya oma ye boka enti yesre the PRC for oboboa ma wa mayen compensation yebetum zaye because say yan oma yenjuma na ye no ondimu mfoni oda he so obi ehu mfoni eyi ye my friend bia enti say okọ na say kotonsa na say ba ma no oba no so din sande ba no hwe na insan like correct so who woda another say who need do better than insan why then wa flat into one sister because case no nya papa the man ejuma na ye not so yeah na say yenya ehu na Bikofo one transmission na de no onjane na do ono nti na yesre ma PRC fo ina mpanyufa we shemu ha no yentum na ehwe no wonjintum na won fe man enti se yenya oboboa ma yetum ya supply ECG fo ma won so wa supply won ma wenya reliable power ma yen losses no so wa ba down na ancillary ma medical service ye render or there one my baby can etum ma bibra akodo enti me di baby you know this PRC for one my 45 pesos bibi kaka dado nti yes there obema ntum ma yenya 71 pesos nti say de ba percentage terms more or 59%. It's not the VR that one I see. Yeah, it's but our friend Isaac Kojo Arthur, principal engineer, VR.
Ora Isaac Kojo Ata yadase papa. One point semane. Wakyerɛkyerɛ me yie paa. Na yɛ biribi kakra. Ne nyinaa percentage bi a ɔnka ho a ne kyerɛ pɔw no ɛdze kakra bi ka ho a na wayɛ bebree. Nti yɛsrɛ wo biribi kakra na yɛ ana akyerɛ me yie. Please, the drivers for the following vehicles number are needed at the security gate. JC 490021, CR 27417, CR 43810. Yes, sir. One corner, one question, one castle. GC 490021, CR 27417, na CR 43810. Baby and Kobaka, Oka no be a buno, a one with Demika, but he won't be security for no or from Honda one share one castle. Okay, thank you so much. General public, I hope you dropped some what your Bibiana was Bibia to her was Amahan. Chairman, should we go on with the presentation? The next presenter, okay. So Yemtun Samfra, Gridco, Ghana Great Company Limited. Hemu bebre yenyim de sana hen kane edum pene yezemi kana yakwa ECG yakobro hon. Sana enyen hon bi o ofi mofi. Nsi yembo nsem yefenhia Gridco Ghana Great Company Limited. Hon so wo betre hen hon dwuma wozi. Na VR for say wo pehen chew ana wapa PRC for chow one to mama one. Mr. Star, what's your back a day? Yen to monana. A man for your son, no, yen to mama. Yen to mana. Okay, woman yen say one ask some. Ye we ha, ye judges, and now pot of fraud then. Okay, until Linda Bar, woman was a man.
Thank you.
Madam Linda, you have 20 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, you chairman of the stakeholder committee, His Royal Majesty Osaberima Dr. Kwesiata II, President of the Ugwa Traditional Council. Mijina shishaya mpanyinfo nyinaa za to ho do. Na me mamachi mpanyinfo wajimenyado. Pocho yefi Ghana Great Company Limited. Yeah, yezino yebon Gridco. Na yempanyinfo afre yen acting chief executive engineer Mark Iwaba. Yen proposal a yezbo to PRC nyim this year. Mesa Mra Oshishenu Yembra na Yemfambo Tuja amanfo enyim. Na mijina ha menye yen area manager Oshe Takrade na Cape Coast Gridco ndwuma nyina ado. Oye ye engineer Solomon Mensa owa Onye yen senior electrical engineer Anthony Amuzu. Na yen operating supervisor Richard Ajay. Na yen principal electricity marketer analyst Madam Ivy Abbey. Na ama so wo frame me Linda Ba. Me market operations manager wo Gridco. Timpanyifo yen proposal a yezu to dwami. Asema mebe yebe jinado ya ka ho asem ona ya to me line wo board idui. Yebe ka senti a ye submit tariff no. Ena impuntu juma ye hia order ye afia order ye nyim 2025 yara to 2030. Yebesan aka njumeza yezi from 2022 tariff was my yen. Na Yankee tariff assumptions. Inyama yesha yenjumanu order ye. I mean, our key tariff assumptions, yes, what to ja. Na ya can revenue requirement o my yen tariff yerishishe. Inti yeshe electricity njumeni ma. Gridco yejina infinifin baby. May survey for kind. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. So, as I said earlier, this is our presentation outline. We'll give you the rationale for the tariff and the critical investments that we require in this major tariff period up until 2030. We'll tell you what we have done with the tariff we received over the years from 2022, our key assumptions, and then our revenue requirement. Iti Gridco ejuma na yeyen. Se Ghana yenua electricity ni wia. O charde yeswa electricity no akesim. Na yeze koma wana water na akesim. Yenti yesua yenam high voltage line 330,000 volts lines all over the country. Na yewo yezeko main bulk supply point owo Ghana mbia bebree. Na yezama ECG oton kesim no wa achicha mobia na other industries. So in the supply chain in Ghana, in the electricity supply chain, this is Gridco's mandate. We evacuate power from the generation stations over our high voltage network, which traverse throughout the country, north to south, east to west, and connected to the neighboring countries, where we provide bulk supply at our various bulk supply stations. And this is what we do. We operate this network that traverses the whole country, as in linking it to a driver. A driver has a van, has a truck. He operates the truck, he operates the machine. So we do the operation of the network. That's our system operator. We also maintain this network. The network consists of transmission lines, towers, substations, transformers, and many other plants that connect together to ensure that the electricity is transmitted to our various users. And this work enables us to facilitate the trading of electricity between the generators, who are the suppliers, and the buyers, the bulk buyers. Mame kande ye juma na ye no ye operate network na ye za to onam Ghana babia if so or connected to our neighboring countries no. Ye operate why the driver or kaka nti aye ye kaka no ensure the car no onam kwan no do pepepe. Na ya so na ye maintain the network no. Ye sha network no or the debia or ye ready or ye available. BB say wo or the ye yentem na yes. That is what we do. Nefe so my ye operate ye maintain the network no so or boy ma why they ye boa one what ton one electricity no what ton akesim no na one what ton akesim so or boa ma buying and selling why they iguana wozi no okodo pepepe inte yi ne ma Gridco ye enti inde ya baha yes afi order ye nyim 2025 record 2030 ya plan ya study your network no yehu de yeriko ye nyim no mekire wo ye key assumption no electricity Ghana man nyina na wana watcha yehu ehia ye bezi ye be consume no annually no obokodo at a rate of 8%. So in our planning, in our work that we have done over the years and in the forecast, with all stakeholders in the supply industry, electricity supply industry, we realized that in the years ahead of us, consumption is going to increase annually at a rate of 8%. The transmission infrastructure as it is today will not be in a position to provide adequate capacity to enable us transmit the electricity over the years to ensure effective quality supply to our consumers. With a network that is challenged, we will realize that we will have losses, we will have overloaded lines, we will have voltage stability issues, which will not enable us to supply the electricity as is required. Into your network, over this over CCA, na yɛhwɛ order yɛnyim na yɛhwɛ dɛ consumption of electricity so oral cost through in the next years na lines na transformers na azena sisi hɔ no ontumen ensua ma yɛhia ne nyinaa ma yɛnyinaa yɛtumi nya constant electricity supply reliably and at the quality that is required. Inti there's a planned investment the critical planned investment to enable us provide adequate capacity no on yes about to period saying there yes them expansion we need revenue, we need money to fund the cost of improving the infrastructure. So this is one of the key rationale why we are submitting a tariff proposal. So if you look at our network, yes, Ghana network nima, mesa ye nom electricity no. Yes, anapemu no fanapa kopremevia no. Yen shed and consume baby, ye na ye fife ye dundum yen kanya. Inti at that time no, isha ikofie crowdness or lights now or a very good quality. But it's only a friend of peak. Inti who ye map ya blue nature de bibia ye fine. Sorry ye kokwa. Na in a layman's term meka de ejadem. There's stress, there's voltage instability, which will cause losses, which can cause to overloaded lines, which can cause interruptions. So when you look at the network, during the off-peak season, our voltages are relatively good, with the exception of a few bottlenecks. In the off-peak season, you realize that the system is stressed. You realize that the red patches show that there is overvoltage, and this can lead to overloaded lines and then eventually losses and interruption of power. And we cannot continue like this. What we have to do is to expand the network, provide adequate capacity so that we remove this bottleneck to ensure that we all get the electricity at the quality that we need. And the project for the years, we have costed it at a cost of 1 billion over the years during the period. The next thing is increasing maintenance costs. Nana is a mystery.
Madam Linda, the peak period where you have Ujadem, is it safe to say this is the time when you have half current?
Okay, it's a peak period now, Ujadem. No, this time it's all light will be a omba. In our low current. Low current, but it is poor voltages. And why there is all light on papa now why there or do into me use fan, into me use refrigerator, into me use nyame p lights no but no new faso. Na minji ndi there here them can na is a juma or them machines industries want to run one year man. Inti or there ye beam na ye clear them nyame OCC. Anna Nanari Hassan, your Royal Majesty, he mentioned that increasing cost of maintenance, and this is a critical issue. Preventive maintenance is very key, including conditional maintenance. To prevent breakdowns, to prevent outages, automatic outages, because say machines no oko offer. Time ezbe yenwe juma ebe restore no. You have put a lot of people into an inconvenient situation. So keenly, mainly on preventive maintenance, conditional maintenance, and that is what we do. But we realize that there's increasing cost in what we do. We are expanding the network, and therefore our coverage of maintenance is also increasing. And there are times that you have automatic outages and faults be what it just happen. Sometimes it's due to human activities. Sometimes in Krofujuma, some of them causes some of our systems to break down. We also have to continuously clear the forest. Lines no on a forest on a forest more because that is the line of best fit. That's economically and technically feasibly. We have to pass through these places because obenam kroma obejas asikra yentumi fanyeshe. We are continuously clearing our right of way. Baby, lines nifan. Sure that the vegetations do not cause interruptions. So all these things are parts of our cost of maintenance. So as you can see, this is the work we do under our transformers. And unfortunately, as we clear the right of way, we get human activities. Yankasa yet my electricity years and in many be or say man. This you can see sand mining, and other things. And these are costs to our business. So this is one of the reasons why we are here. Another reason why we are here is that we need to go for financing to do this investment. And without cost reflective tariffs, nobody is going to give you money to do your business. So we are here to request for cost reflective tariffs that reflect the cost of doing business. And that will enable us go and source for the money and put in the investment so that we can provide the transmission capacity to meet our performance. So these are the list that we have laid before the PURC. Ikoye website no da ni nyinaa wo ho. Afi a order ye nyima hwehwe sika za ye. Ye be expand the transmission capacity lines 330 network no ye be boemu yes other ye be second lines back ho. Inti ye wo projects na yes about to PURC enim. In the past years, my with this, expand the transmission network, transformer capacity, Kumasi, smelter, ye be what north. If it's so, system control center, baby, our operations now one or there trim because then the grid is expanding and we have upgraded the network, the communication network, the supervisory network. Yet why you will be my generator iba, mama distribution network inform them the status of the network consume and other things. Assumptions are juma on shredder yesika as a juma. Yesha over the years no electricity consumption over quadro every year. Isha from 2025 no you were at 28 gigawatt hours. Now by 2020 2030 you do 41. Today you cost yes, so I losses no averagely on annual basis over the years is about 4.3%, which is a little bit over the 4.1 threshold that PRT is expecting us to work. So we are putting in the investment, ensuring that we are adequately prepared for business to bring down the losses and to improve the business. It is here. Yes, the amount, the revenue that we need. The details are on the left side, as you have seen. For listed over there. For each year, 5. we will need about 3 billion Ghana cedis, which will evacuate 28 gigawatts of electricity to meet Ghana's demand. And because of that, for each kilowatt hour of electricity that GridCo will transmit, we are requesting for 12.97 Ghana pesos. Over the 5 years, it's an average of about 13 Ghana pesos. Maye bisane de sika ye hia ye bezbe juma in 5 years oda ye nyina. Ye hia 13 Ghana pesos. 1 unit of electricity bia GridCo boss swa eza akono. Yes, said obe maye 12.97 Ghana pesos, averagely 13 Ghana pesos. CCR as of July 1st, no, yes, bia 1 unit bia utia 7.29. It's my estimate there. PURC will consider the cost of doing this business to ensure that we adequately transmit the electricity at the performance level that is required. We are requesting for about 77.9% increase, which is roughly, so let's say 78%, so that GridCo can do the business and meet our needs. Chairman, thank you very much. Painful young proposal is that to you.
Yeah, that's it. Hannah sister, thank you so much. So if you need a place of convenience, kindly go back there. There are places. Okay. And the next presentation is by Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG. A round of applause for them.
Nananom na yɛn mpanyinfo a wɔahyia mu wɔ ha. Yɛgye dɛ obi a wɔ ha so yɛ yɛn customers. Nti yɛn customers. Ɛna wɔn a wɔato nsa afrɛ wɔn. Wɔfrɛ me Ebenezer Baden mefi Electricity Company of Ghana. Me acting Deputy Managing Director, Commercial Services. But your mini mpanyinfo kakra na yɛbɛyɛ. Nti mo a me wɔn agya akyerɛ wɔn. Your Director Communications, Mr. William Boating. And Efa Chrome ha Central Region, yen pinyin or wahade, engineer. Sorry. It's a only yen pinyin or fie ha, was Central Region. Only the management team na wabe. Na your Mr. Moses Oakley of the Finance Directorate, General Manager of Finance Directorate. Honestly, you need team now, and a regional management team or hadi. And pay ye shema yepede yeka ECG hunsam kakra. O me de brofo no betechi na menka fanti first ana maba mu promi to either make a fanti kakra. Na yɛbɔhwɛ botaeɛ a ɔsi yɛn nwa do ɔwɔ tariff ho a yɛreka ho asɛm. Na yɛahwɛ adwuma a yɛayɛ ofi mber 5 years a wɔatwa mu. Ɛna yɛayɛ wɔ kurom ha de. Ɛna nneɛma so a ɔwɔ hene anim yɛhwɛ yɛpɛde yɛyɛ ɛma Central Region kuro no. Kuro pii wɔ ha de. Central Region ɔyɛ interesting. Ɛyi yɛwɔ connection to Western. Your connection to Ashanti, your connection to Accra. Inti onye we are linking to all the regions. Inti yetum fa power fi bebia the Central Region from her. Now you put in there what's it edumana said baby ayedu. Now we are the yen tariff proposal so yada to one name. Inti ehwe ECG you operate war southern part of Ghana, our 8 political regions. In this Obikade, our northern region, now say, oh, ECJ Dumle Lighter. We did it there on Yanokwer. Your southern part of Ghana pay. In young customer population, about 4.8 million. you control by 72% of electricity consumption in Ghana. And yes, a young growth rate in recent times or by 5%. Now, abadinti na ye bisa tariff. And she share that who here na PURs in team. Yeah. The past 5 years, 2021 to 2025. Na woman tariff. Tariff no ye tum didi to maybe. Our friend a multi-year tariff order. This year na the Imberno or OC. Until next year na ye share the next season as tariff order as say for 2026 to 2030. Until ono na wama ye be jina de ye be kan ho asem. So a 5-year projection ne ai. Now, in your see last 5 years, a be exchange rates, a be inflation, and all the count that above a macroeconomic variables. Ninya a be one boy he need to money ye. Into my yensi cannot the toy pa. Now, actually, in Koma Yebedia, ye can about rebasing of the distribution service charge. Distribution service charge in a year, ECG Nafa, what the HIA, who bill HIA, and a edgy or no. ECG niche for womb or 11% and at 12%. Them yeja yetia 1 year kanya yetia grid kofo. Na hiansu yafa numu 11%. Now them 11% na inde menyo ho beka ho asem. Why there no bona akofo. Nti o ma yentumi ye adwuma pi. Ya bobosia da ye adwuma wo bank so. Yem books mu nya ye dekaw. Na CCA na yepede yetum nya bibi kakra fi customers so. Na ye wi a yetum ye clean yem books na yetum aye adwuma no more account. Nti only distribution service charge nkoma ye di in there. Now, over the past 5 years, you spent about 410 million on completed projects. Ejuma and up works emu substations, emu lines, emu meters, prepaid meters, maybe automation and other remote control systems. Ninya yetum aye works nibi. Na ya ma customers will reuse. Na PURC one kade bejiska wo customer ho na anaida akoye edwuma. Wobaka ke ye edwuma no na ye hu do ori ye ansa na ya aba ho aba bebisa for tariff. Nti oni nti ye gina ade edwuma ya ye dedada ebi wo ho a e ka wo ho nti ade etum kotua ane ya. Nti ye bo hwe projects ni bi oba central region Kaswa bulk supply point. If you share Kaswa or Konenim, customer population, Sura and Oroko. Na Kaswa Millennium City, Ashalaja, Bodrasi, Ona, Nkrunkro, Hunya, them bulk supply points, Homa Yetum Jipawa Kesi, Bibi, Grid Koho. Na Yatum Abrena Sa, Nedabo Fi. Into Wabosha, at least in 1 hour, be in Yimbur, Waba was one light 6 o'clock. About 6 extra above number. In the yetum ayadi assistant the minya ma it's all light anytime betumenya. A Cebu switching station on all connected a Asimfosu primary substation to Cape Coast BSP. Now what them project amayetum aye switching another da obekade say problem ba feeder bi ya done na ya more supply whilst here ye the meduma. Into them na switching station eduma oyen. Asimfosu primary substation also ye improvements bi wo communities na oshe ya Asin South, Asin North, na Asin Central. Na technical loss and our losses power ko bia na ebi refido. Na oy ma ye boka oye. Inti debi already ye edwuma na ye de asesan ana ya bre losses na ase. Now edwuma ni bia ye 33 kV lines in a substation. Ye network network intensification. At the small transformers BCC Chrome. Now wa aboa me yetum the power na aba ofie. Also ye P wo central region growing I'm there. Nkron na wireless to ha dey. On a wireless to it Cape Coast go mua Quake Chrome amamuma there crocropy. Yeah, we did it there will be a benyane de wom ekumfi bojano ninya yahwe Elmina se police for Elmina police station yahwe ho nya. Na losses see Oma ye tum planted by 129 transformers. LV extensions, low voltage networks, also P Yakova, Kaswa, Tabazi, Aguna Nyakrum, and Nkrunkra or Adunia. And our friend BB commercial improvement and our digitization. In there, would they able to at ECG credit, able to my report to fault. Now, able to waba she. Able to my free call center, whatever, when you bekasa. Announcements, yeah, or kodu, debia, or power app. Into the in the CCI, your new mobile phone, and kasa. Into F4 mobile phone, power app, able ECG, there you go. Yanyo rekasa and they them place all call na why maintenance waha and the announcements in your able to my report the illegal connection war power up no do. You did it there in Bripim no central region team no walk around wachechu bia muye. Na we did there binum so will use one fakra no prepaid meters or and our meters are able to me load to what do be 25. It's able to load one man at a credit man, able to load one and at a credit man. A na your friend is digitization. Only a juma CCI to my me their customers will be doing that summer. Now, what for be loss reduction projects? Loss reduction projects on na the prepaid meters near the around. Na ya wiring no nti ye wiring ebinum the wire snack ehye one ceiling nti ebokọ no na wa hide the wires no roof room we air condition wa bypass na all the light pa afem na ne bill no otua kitifiti bi and ye yi ni nya ba out nti gina wa ebonhu there meter no power ni nya refim. In fact ye hu situation bi a yen for lost control for either work at the hotel by 5 days. And you be no monitor wash. Or do fit day in one there. Or do midnight na work air conditions navy. Meter no. Now I in a direct. And the madi no fun ye win. The minyamania or ye call my and ye damn ye police one ye chase will be your utility courts are water boy head. My aid them to me. Na ende ye jira wona enyima ya pede ya kade ye dido nkunyim na ye gudo ya ku dem distribution transformers ehwa ya be over ye with now distribution transformer metering ono ye try that ye be meter transformer bia into them ne bohu power of him na do refim na ehun baby a losses na and a wo power no on project ye could ye could do ye ye ebo who fie na we area. Now before na meters in the day na biti. Ehwenda we clean the honey nya nti hwe wire no e bi ofi oba meters. Answer na wa for fie ni. Not ehwe meters are ye deploy so far. Kaswa North, Kaswa South, Cape Coast, Agnes Radio, Winnipeg, Saltpond. Inti ya cover baby abi prepaid meters, postpaid meters. Ye deploy ninya. In there, yeah, but to announce the meters war. Customers ni be wa beka there. Oh, why apply meter for 6 months only? Who meter application about 3 months? Na say nya ya. Ye GD there BB control. Inti bra na beshia in war office na. Yeah, solve them problem. Ebinum the electricians one number is what the application. electrician also offer the next job, okay, the next job. Nti ebe friend also on am baby. Na yenya wo contact nkote da yebotu mama wo meter. Nti kaswa box supply point interface between ECG and a grid co. Nti hani ye bulk power ye the central region. A Seibu switching station I make one sem before they not why that okra TCI and indoor very nice substation. I heard transformers nibi I inject yen a Kaswa North district and sana Eisu Abra Stadium Junction. Also yeah to my transformers nibi they just got now in Bureau in 5 years away in enemy. Yabosha Koda reliability projects. Reliability projects there can you know uncle for own doom. You be making sure that insult to park and be and voltage improvement and loss reduction. Into one leakages of Podona Dinia, your projects or what Yabosha Obotum a brand asi na ye save this guy. In that to losses do by 1%, about 260 million Ghana cedis. Into here pa there Yabosha losses na ya ye ho eduma. Now what Chrome ha you best spend by $5.9 billion dollars. Yeah, voltage conversion. You convert from 11 kV to 33 high voltage. Now and them are actual losses for into your brain losses nasi. You link you Winneba BSP no to Aquatia BSP. Now you're linking the demand or you need a hack offer you to supply from another point. And now you convert transformers be from 11 kV to 33 kV. Also, the Maya they told losses though near more reliable supply. Inti work so wahanyano you try there beginning 5 year away in enemy. You betum ayeninya. Now the next 5 years no, yen revenue requirement and asika you be here. On the year list was 8.5 the average year 9.1 billion Ghana cedis a year. A year average for the year. Biachechem ne build up operational costs, O&M costs, human resource costs that in ya draw. Now niya translate into an average tariff of an distribution service charge, ECG NAFA urban 61.8 pesos. Now the MCK na ye improve outage situation. Into number of outages over kodo to and duration of outages and embra power of ninya yet todo. Obo the baby enya outage be a and operational performance, digitization, automation. Losses so to 22% from 27 to 22% by 2029. It is about 1 percentage point every year. Now, Mamenfa diagram in chair, Bibim Kakra. This year, Yawahade. Esha. Total tariff customer chia by 159 pesos. 1 CD 59 pesos per unit. ECG now for 19 pesos. ECG na dey blue. On na dey ka ho asem. Now ECG bien nhwehwem wie no. Ye hia be 61 pesos. 61.8 pesos. Ebo hu number there e bi oye kese 225%. But say e dey share the customer ni tua fully oye 26%. Na ye ka ho asem. Nti ECG the fie say 1 2 obia ne tariff ma ECG yesterday you pay 26% percent increase. Inti on any proposal ye dey to one enyim. Na Diet wabani there, Missy American, a cow or hopper, already yetua. Now, the may not be my yetuma boys can be to make coachia them code. And I don't way in name ye, don't way in name ye, banks, queers, no over my hand loans. Nay, that ye, a do more boy in name. Inti ye jina yes, said there, wabba boy him. Na yetum erase the miske. Na yetum die juma. Yada improve electricity. Medase papa. But your regional director no. Boyfriend engineer Lumo. Me missing it. Inti mpacho me
Mr. Biden,
Saraka
can you,
Fabio.
the
Medase.
concluding part, can you say that in English as well? So that
Okay. So what we are seeking from ECG is to say that today the end user tariff or the price per unit that a customer pays is 1 CD 59 pesos or 159 Ghana pesos. Now ECG's share is 19 pesos. And what we are saying is that per the analysis we've done and the works we intend to do, we want this number increased from 19 pesos to 61 pesos. That represents about 225% increase. But that increase is very artificial because 1 minute, what the customer pays, what the customer will pay is about 27 pesos. So, yes, ECG's portion is a very small number today. But what we are saying is that it is really eroded or it's eroded. So we're talking about 61 pesos and it translates into 27 pesos, 27% to the customer or to your home with the bill you pay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ECG. Wakasa boko. Okay, we are live on Facebook, YouTube at PURC Ghana. So you can open your phone and go on Facebook. We are live. We are live on YouTube as well. Thank you so much. We'll have our last presentation done by Ghana Water Limited. But so we'll call. No, please. We want to call Folklore Group. Now, after we'll call you. Thank you so much. I hope you are preparing your questions. I hope you are preparing your questions. Remember to keep it brief. Please remember to keep it brief. We don't want pregnant questions. One person giving us a quadruple, please. Bankeduaba, wasayana yampo, wasayana yamba, obro yipesegede, ae, okunyo, amapetie, okunyo, ae, and I never be no penny without that. Water don't bang. And the basic I say, and the basic I say, Thank you, Folklore Group from Center for National Culture. Okay, a relief. Now back to our business. Let's welcome Ghana Water Limited. Ghana Water Limited. Let's see. Alhaji Apam Nuhu, welcome from Closac. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. I think we have two speeches that are supposed to be accepted over here. One given by Nana and one to be given by, because these are the two that were preceded by affiliation from our traditional performance. So I don't think I have to talk much. I think we have already accepted that Ghana Water Company is in distress and need some tariff adjustment as we are going to propose. Mr. Chairman, permit me to stand on the existing protocols, but just to mention His Royal Majesty Osaberima Dr. Kwesi Atta II, President of Ogwai Traditional Council and Paramount Chief of Ogwai Traditional Area and Council of State Member. I bring greetings from my boss, the Managing Director of Ghana Water Company, Honorable Muta Wakilu Adams. He said I should tell you that he will soon be visiting you. And that you should be rest assured he had wanted to be here, but was asked to do something else. So he's not able to come today, but he will specifically visit you. So please be expecting him. Thank you very much. I'm here also with my other colleagues, Engineer Seth Atiapa. He is the Chief Manager for Special Duties coming from Head Office. Engineer, you are not there, okay. And also I have other colleagues from head office with me, Engineer Rubin Odoy. Oh, yeah, there you go. And he is manager for operations. And we also have Mr. William Kwaku. He is manager for marketing. And the regional management over here, led by Engineer Eric John Kofi. He said I shouldn't call him Eric, but he wants to become a president, so he's John Kofi. So, yes. And we have other managers, all from the region, supporting me over here. You are all welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Michael Tawiakuluche. I'm the Chief Manager, Corporate Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation for Ghana Water Limited. I'm married to a Fanti woman, but I speak Fanti only 9 p.m. And she also speaks Ewe at 9 p.m. And since the time is not yet 9 p.m., permit me to speak English since we both speak English. And Nana has said already that encumbrances are affecting everything. And so I believe Nana will understand me when I speak English. Thank you very much. If it becomes necessary, I will ask some of my colleagues to help me to explain some of the things. I hope that will not disturb you, Mr. Chairman. So my presentation is going to go this way. Our current situation, initiative since the last time we had a tariff in 2022, the rationale behind our current tariff proposal, what we intend doing with the money going forward, our revenue requirement, and we may conclude on that. So whilst my predecessors spoke about different generation, transmission, and we will do everything. We are all in all. We don't share anything. Maybe in future they will be thinking about that, but for now we do everything. So we do production, transmission, distribution, all together for all urban areas. And for this region in particular, we cover central region, except for Ewutu area, what we call, what's the name? Kaswa area, that is part of another region's work. Even though we are not saying that Kaswa is not part of central region. So we operate 9 urban areas, urban water treatment plants here. We have 10 districts. The districts we are talking about are not political districts. They are our own operational districts. So please understand us from that angle. We employ mostly from here 534 number staff, and we have some 91,000, almost 92,000 customers, and we produce some 28.4 million cubic meters of water a year, and our coverage area for the number of pipelines we have works to about some 2,000 kilometers of pipeline laid in various sizes. Operational losses within this area is about 42%. So what did we use the money you have approved for last time for us? Even though it was not enough, we still use it to do something. Here in Central Region, these are some of the works that we have shown that we have done with the money that you gave us. We spent a total of 40.1 million Ghana cedis, 430,000 euros, and 67,000 USD to do all these projects that are lined up over here. Everybody's name, one way or the other, will be found somewhere within this. I don't want to bore you too much with this, but these are what we have done so far. And even more on this way. But the amount is what I mentioned to you in total that we have spent in this region alone. And these are the pictorial view of all the things that we use the money for. And I will talk about the polymer issue going forward, but we have to put up a new system altogether to be able to produce water here as a result of what is happening, which I'll show you very soon. And we have to also change some of the pumps because of the same thing that's happening, which I will mention very soon, why we are having to do all these things. And when you look at it, some few months ago, central region here, Befikrom, we're not having water. We have to improvise to ensure that we are able to get you water. And all these are all the things that we have done in order to ensure that production continue. And you see all the pictures over here, the actuator valves, that is helping us to be able to remotely control our flow of water from remote areas. That we don't have to go there to do these things. So when it comes to distribution works, that is getting to your homes, the pipelines and all that, we've done a lot of works also. We have done some, the work we have completed is about 9.7 kilometers, which costs us some 2.9 million Ghana cedis. The replacement of, this place we all know is a very old city. There are a lot of pipelines that have predated most of us over here. We've done our best to replace some of them so that we use the better ones to be serving you. And that was about some 13.45 kilometers of work done, costing us some 23, almost 24 million Ghana cedis. And as we speak, we are doing more on replacing some of these pipelines again, about 8 kilometers of them within Cape Coast and other cities around, which is costing us 12.6 million Ghana cedis. So this is the pictorial view of all that we've been doing for the past 3 years, making sure that Nana, you and your subjects have enough water to drink so that you don't suffer from any water-related diseases. So yes, Winneba Kasua Highway project affected our work that we've been doing. You also saw what is happening over there. Our pipelines have been thrown away, but we are doing everything to ensure that people around these areas are to get water. Let's see our men on the field trying to restore water to the customers in this area. So, our new beautification of, in fact, Nana, we don't want to just be here and be operating without your town not looking good. So our building, we intend making it look good. Among all the other buildings over here, we just want to make sure that your municipality is looking good. So you'll see our new regional yard building looking beautiful like this. So Nana, next time we ask for more land to build more of our, please give us quickly so that we can expand more. Thank you very much. Yes, so this is our Swedro yard. We did our best to ensure that at least we facelift the place to look good. When you visit there this time around, you don't just see anything but beautiful area for you. So in all, Nana, in summary, we completed about some 7 projects costing us some 6.4 million Ghana cedis, 0.3 billion USD and 0.4 billion euros in your region alone. But if you look across the country, we are talking about completed projects of about 22, ongoing 8, and not yet achieved 8 of them. So the amount involved is what we have seen so far. So now we are using the money you gave us to do the work well. So Nana, what is the reason why we are here? And I believe that is what everybody wants to hear. All that I've said earlier, let's put it aside. You want to hear the reason why we are here today. Nana, we have just 3 things for which we are here today. The very first one is that since the last time we came here, the amount that was given to us to operate with has eroded by externalities. That one has got nothing to do with Nananums and anybody. It's the economy. So we all understand that things are not the same. And we are also operating within the same environment. So Nana, as at the time in 2022, the average tariff given to us was about 97 cents. But as we speak now, it has reduced to about equivalent of 82 cents. So you see, if for nothing at all, if you move back to the old place, that will just restore us to where we were before we got to 2025. But then there is another issue. All the projects that we were doing there, in fact, Central Region over here, I must say, has the biggest of our investments for the past 10 years. But all that we did, of course, led by the government, were loans that we took to do it. And now the government says that these loans that we took to do all these works is becoming an issue for them to pay. So we should go ahead and find money to pay the loan ourselves at Ghana Water. We don't do any other business apart from the water we sell to you. So we want to PSU to allow us to put this loan as part of our cost to you, so that when you pay, we'll be able to pay the loans and we'll be able to attract more loans. On average, every year, we are going to be paying some 500 million Ghana cedis for the loans alone. So that is what we want to allow us to put on, so that we all pay small, and then we'll be able to defray the loan. But, Nana, the one that is disturbing us most have to do with our operational issues. Nana, we only extract water from all the rivers that God bless us with here. But what is going on now is creating problem for us. So as we speak, most of the rivers along, unfortunately, your region here are polluted. To the extent that Kwenyaku, we shut down recently, we are not able to produce water. Why? Water pollution caused by something they say, galamsey. And we are having it on all other rivers that we are tapping from, Seshehima, and all of them. We are having the same problem on all of them. So it's making the job very difficult. So let me show you some few things. Let me leave these technical things. But Nana, this is what we are going to be saying. Nana, this is one of your sons that we have asked to just walk across one of the rivers.
Baby, and I'm ni na ya teacher.
Thank you. Listen to it. Listen the volume.
Abebai ne sabebai ne ateacher ni ma wado doing fan. Baby, okay.
So Nana, this is supposed to be a very deep water that no human being should be able to walk easily within it. But this is what we are saying now. It is silted. We can't use this water to produce for you.
How many na so ya teacher? But then baby was say.
Have you seen it?
Deep cry. Okay. And I'm ni na ya teacher.
Nana, that is not all. What was happening at Kwenyaku when we have shut down.
Sabebai ne
Nana, we see way. And yes, sir, big good sad. That's it. Stand up, mouth of it. That's it. It's a better. We could just come out. It's a better. So, Nana, we are listening to this problem, but we have not learned. As a company, we are doing everything to ensure that we still keep our mandate. So you see the Kwenyaku one that we have done. What we are doing now is the main thing we want to do is to dredge the whole place and then take the silt out. But because we can't allow people to be suffering, we have to quickly find some quick fix. And then you see your son over here trying hard to drop a pump down to the surface of the water so that you could get water produced for people. That is how difficult it has become. Nana, but for the fact that we don't have job in Ghana, Ubabia and Pese over here, water say, it's very dangerous. This is another of your son that we have to ask to dive and remove debris and salt from our swamp in Chibi. Maybe this is not here, but it's the same thing all through, coming all the way. This is the reason why Chibi has been shut down, and we have to do this. Nana, this is where
remove the water
is.
on it small so that it will become lighter.
Thank you. I don't know, but as I said, me, if we were having enough job in Ghana, most people would not like to come and join us in doing this because it is terrible to subject our staff to this kind of situation. This is what we are doing. This is the result of the pollution of our water.
That's
You see, he's wearing Ghana JC just to assure you that he still believes that Ghana will change.
Currently ongoing at TB intake.
Let's move on, please. Nana, these are the sources of your raw water. Nana, when we were young, we were able to swim in these rivers and all that. Can any child today swim in this river? Then I remember very well that when people retired, they said they are going to the village so that they can eat fresh fish. And this is where fresh fish will be catch for them to eat. This is not only Ghana water issue. It is more than just Ghana water issue. And we need to have a serious look at this situation. Nana, when we are producing the water, let me just give you something small. We bring the water to what we call the jar, and then we drop our alum into it so that it will settle the suspended particles in the water. Now, when we do this, look at what is happening. Nana, you notice that, oh, this one, are you sure? Yeah. You notice that this is the clear water from here to here. We pour the water to this level, we drop our alum into it. From here to here is now what we can gain from the whole water that comes. So in effect, Nana, we brought in 1 gallon of water, we get only half out of that for us to produce. So you see, I use electricity to pump 1 gallon of water, and I can only get half to you to drink. I wasted electricity. Not only that, Nana, the pump that I use in pumping this thing is not meant to be pumping sandy water. It's to pump clear water. So the pump is wearing out. Pump that is supposed to be there to last for 15 years, 20 years, is now lasting between 3 to 5 years. We have to be changing these pumps frequently, Nana. Not only that, because of this, we have to now increase our surveillance of the water bodies and often our produced water for you to be sure that what we are getting to you, there is nothing, bad getting into the water. So what we could have done maybe once in a week, we are doing almost on an hourly basis now. So you see it over here. We got this bowl full of water. This is all that we can take out of it to be produced and sent to you to drink. You let it roll. I think Nana has seen it already. This is what is happening. So the whole water source where we have to take the water from is silted, is now sand. These type of things, we do it probably every 10 to 15 years when it is even at the bottom, just we want to prevent. Now we are doing this thing every quarter. We have to spend money to go and get dredgers to dredge and get this thing done. So you see the dredging taking place over here. This is the same place that human beings shouldn't have been studying here. But now it's a dry land. You are standing there. We have to now dredge it in order to get the water to flow through. And this is happening here in Bayfi Chrome Headworks. Nana, we're talking about Galamsey, but for us, it's beyond even Galamsey. This is the dam, the IDA dam at Bankesim area that is supposed to be doing irrigation. This is a level. If we are not going somewhere, we think we are only doing Ghana water. I beg, it's more beyond that. This is what is happening. The top over here is where the dam level should be. Now, human beings should never be able to stand here. But look at them, they are here. And this is where we have now. And so the water level is going. Nana, it is going. But our people, again, have done their bit. We went around finding solutions just to ensure that we don't have cholera in this region. So we did our best by doing all this, kind of re-engineering just to try and get water to produce for people at Bayfi Chrome and earth environment to drink. So it's going beyond siltation. It's now developing into what? This wheat. And where is this wheat coming from? People who are farming along the river bodies are also our problem. Yes, we could maybe be weeding, but now it's also our problem. And this is the two that you are seeing. So Nana, I will not bore you too much. Let me leave it. But if you see these things and it does not, well, so these are some of the things we are doing, and but we intend continuing working under the difficult situation that we find ourselves. We still want to put up some lab, because now we can't be sure of what is going on. So we want to make sure that we get the best of the lab equipment in a central region here. So Brimsu will put one over there. Kwenyaku and Sechohiman, all of them will make sure that we settle there. And then also there are other works that we want to do here. The mains extensions, the customer service centers, pipeline replacement, and all that for you over here. And the amount involved is this. It's all part of what we are proposing, Nana. So in all, within Ghana, our plan is this, that we will spend some 425 million, 128.23 million USD, and 34.83 million euros to carry out various works, some of which are not here, so I don't want to bother and be explaining to you over here. But Nana, so you said, whilst you are talking plenty, what do you want us to do for you? All I'm asking for is simple, that the current tariff that we have as a lifeline tariff, we pay 5 cedis, 28 pesos. If you add the other things to it, it becomes 5 cedis, 40 pesos. Nana, mpabuchopi, mumma ye kwen kakra na infant ko 20 cedis. Why? Nibo enyedin. We ena yasema eba ha beka. The woman say, when you look at it, what we are going through to produce water before it gets to you, the situation is getting worse every day. And we cannot continue like this. It is not to make profit for Ghana Water. It is not to make profit for Ghana Water. It is just to cover for the cost of what we are going through. Simple. Otherwise, as we speak, our suppliers are withdrawing their services. So we may have even in future a cleaner water, but if you don't have the tariff, if you don't have the chemical to produce, we can't do anything. We may not be able to pay electricity. We may not be able to pay staff. Look at the ways the staff are suffering. All these things are charges to Ghana Water. So please, we are not asking too much. If we don't get that, when you get to town, this is how much you pay for the same amount of water. Let's look at it. You will be paying the same amount of water if you are buying through sachet. The same amount of water will cost you 1,000 cedis. 50 pesos per sachet. About 2,000 pieces. And I hear 20 cedis. We're talking 1,000 Ghana cedis. The same thing, if you are too rich like my big brother over there, and you see the ones, if you want to buy the one from the bottle there, you'll be paying 6,000 cedis for the same quantity of water. If you go and buy like me, we take a yellow gallon. They say I shouldn't say 4 gallons, so yellow gallon. You carry it and then you go and buy. To get the same quantity of water, you'll be paying 440 cedis. And if you have a very good house with a poly tank at the top, and then you call for tanker service, the source of which you don't even know, to come to you at home, you'll be paying not less than 220 Ghana cedis for the same amount of water that we are asking that you should now allow us to sell at 20 cedis. So affordability, we have considered it, and it is there. We can, the same amount of water individually, it will last you not less than a week if you are alone to use the same amount for 20 cedis. But when you buy from the other sources, you may not get to that level. And that is what our request is, Nana. I'm sure baby, wine, na yen charge kakra, na yen fire jumanu, na mani ye. The other one say.
Thank you. On this 20 cedis note, Asamabo, it was explained well. Oh. Look at the sachet water we buy, the bottled water, and what they want to charge, just 20 cedis. Is it just? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the discussion segment of today's public hearing. Ekwana bedem. And I would kindly like to remind all contributors to first introduce themselves. You introduce yourself when you come here, and then you make it snappy. We don't want pregnant questions. So we'll take 5 questions. Hey, even my read what about it now? Can you coordinate it? Shelter, can you coordinate it for us? Ebinuma mama one Saturday now, please. Keep your interventions brief and to the point and allow others opportunities to do same. Mpocho able to me jina hade yamahen. Able to me jina hamahen. Yo. Yan pepe epamaze. Ewie kwa abotwe so. So the first 10 who wants to ask questions, you can line up here. The next 10, you line up here. The next 10, you line up here. So we make it brief. Okay. Sir.
Okay, so
Chairman.
So like you said, we don't want plenty introduction. Be brief with a question or comment. But also consider all the other issues they have raised. Don't just look at the percentage. Consider all of that. In addition, as you ask your question. Choboy.
Yay.
They have made Choboy.
Thank you, Chairman.
Please, let's be snappy with the questions and comments. Thank you.
Okay. Questions, Mama or Onyinsano? Ekrope. na abowuzin na brono efi.
Business Ransford Epo Nkansa. Mfike Sahara. Me Central Regional Vice for at the Pamfo. Ya damping fasi won share to them no woman in church. Ozikan must share the issue somnity. Yenim man pinion for woman womoto. Na a man for another a man a your fedman. I am for yes, someone. Issue somnity one man womb da. A chinabi mobile button on ye and sha na yakonum epo. Nemum mamma can't tell. Percentage na work can want some. It be shuffle also papa. Obey a monk on a mumbre view. And yan obey the mamaki king. Ye wepa mubakari yaja to yanjin to mukra or conviato. A percentage be 200, never some motor light. If you are 100 cities and this time motor 100 cities for 1 week. Mokoto 300 cities for 1 week. Oh, you're very high. Although watch it chims up a kabama pesos no kakon, but say a kabuma, or you're very huge. Yes, someone there. Percentage you know that also so do.
Thank you. Thank you. Ejan Cancer from Cape Coast. Mpochawa so within a baby fee.
But I say, or from Samuel Atodaze, Assembly member of AAK, Council down, already to be precise. Without much I do, I'll stand on the already established protocols. Now maybe some question. First of all, I commend the oil grid pool. Waka assembly fan one oil bush clearing home, or empower as a papa. The Marson number say ECG the one emulate the Mazano. We send the Obama Hanan Caniano, day na Ojinado, a boy na ECG pylons in one live why you know die kusu. It's a master the one share BIFO and agreed to Pana for the na what one bush clearing. No one's 1 year be ma all the time be an Canian engineer. But master, I question maybe say workers and one can LV network expansion because maybe people now what CCI as far as you also know there are some places having a new sites. Say new sites in a better now in electricity you have to go to ECG. You have to pay everything. Up and the mama consumers in your brain and Kasankasa. It's a master one. Then when I Kasa in a presentation man say anything about expansion of LV was about various new sites. Them or by consumers no so young bottle. So the electricity no way.
Okay, thank you so much. No comment. Just ask your question, please.
Yo, Madam Wana Sibebre, the one Mama Queen. Now I'm Kasafa in Susamo. Na Papa Kasano. Namatao, Namurusu. Painful. Yarikana. No, I am dead. That education in there. Na baby, my wire galam say, Yenimu ana. Say Yenimu waza, my pepe wabe yen tumu fan corner and chaza warrior. Or say how Babragana na. Na sort of them is na yatan what a benda. And a cow ya walk at the yen no, the yetia. Na maybe said that. Aban no so many share why does boy on your den. Education or young fan call. Ne yan kakasa. Ne yan kese we na wanta. No no ye mobinum yas young betim. Yan can my urban can. Nasi kakaka what it ami cheche ni cow. Mutia waterbill. Not that cheap. Never no 1 year in Bowen. In the master. Painful.
Your name and where you work, please.
Watch your Meze Daniel Apia. Mechazo on Fansipim represent in Fansipim school.
Okay. Kwaboche Yadase.
Popocho, what from if your boys may you need to know Ashan to root. Na rubber light no nye water no. Lighten yadi ye juma at times to 2 million. And then buy the juma back. When you 1 month po na wasa. When you 1 month na wasa. It is our catcher and that young two walk to Mamma Hannah. This is ya by then. One city na ya jinupon for her. Isu number home. Maybe some penny for there. Supply car. What a nurse adore ye. The uncle, Eban Road. Where's the phone? And
Mpocho sugar on kakra.
But so what call Urban Road? What Wababa ye. It's me there. It is a water where some Bawa. Urban Road, what to Baya? Ah, you can't show one. Because I shan't roll the pipe repair ya. Almost this month. And son of Wabaye. Now when you Yansu, but I say,
Yeah, that's it. Mr. Eba, Jina baby, obesi to I. Now, Chede sugar on. Ejina ye no ye ana ye day. Na ebisa. Yes, sir. More my commentary. Go straight to your question. Yeah, Dawson.
Any PM, private John Radio Champion, representing CCTU.
CCTU, Cape Coast Technical University.
The patrol me Timbusano, Ejina, a year, Binary, Great, Rico, and a Ghana water. Say, in Swana, say, it's a cheap Binary, any Greco, Epe sa and Tumuno, a Yinaswa, Sebi, in Imueha.
Oh,
Imueha, if we say, can say your war, a year island community. Mupese and no hunting, I was there this solar and a poho, and no hunting, oh, call say, Yin chia into Muna Pacoya San Yamanasa Island. And a dear bad, they would have said to Yano, I got to a my name. A bad Pahon, and no hunting, oh, pese, a mining na, and I say in Timothy as I did, Nema way. Presentations on Muye na no Omunina my young Tika Omo Yomudi Kanji and Sika Yomo Canini na project or Moye and a car Omo na the Odi no on fast Sika Winya free monon to Yenim. And my young who say a new mono say na woody Sebi a hono mema dreamono into Etoto mienu Ghana water edieno. Yemu be ye environmentalist. What show that pictorial view of that galamsey activities and any impact are in Yamaye. Your war educational environment in a free big tragedy of the commons. And Crocor yes that near my way pe or moi any omuye yo. And that Timemu ye need that near my best animal, ye chat as waba. A idea was there, and your hand share that videos, no, MIA. Young for His Excellency the President of Ghana, and shows that video in trend. Now, as a matter of urgency, on calling state of emergency, or calling state of emergency, military, who sound for no ye galamsey in Nasa of common enemy. Shoot to kill. Now you deny your own for ye. Because that's the car, what the abba. That's the car, what the abba. Who be we say no and carry 20 Ghana city and carry. Instead, Busami Busani says our presentation, yeah, PUR is paying for and need you. They see a mom will say, about my form waha, ya poor market to Moana. They enter market to Munadi, ye trio monana, ye tria. As the chiba ben, ye was the day for Makutia Sadia. Abrewebia or take action. Yeah, the ma and a air wall. A quite bear so and will be Mania the Ghana or you put your way. Not just
brief, please.
I'm a yena, you, Nissan American say. Tell video Ghana water at your train, a yepa.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution. Let's keep our questions brief and direct, please. Brief and direct. May you brief.
My name is Pakoku, member of Ghana Hotel Association. My question goes to ECG, VRA, no, Greco. At first, only VRA to ECG. No, was it Greco Bishop? So it has increased the production cost of the electricity bill. Board members saw Obaji Akutia increase consuming Butia. Yeah, so we use electricity for operation as a hotelier. We have air conditioning, heaters, what have you, a lot of electrical gadgets. If you propose rice cooker, all prepaid also. They brought us a new Yosemite boat meter. The price we paid old meter is 3 times the old price, but still, electricity was for Abaco. But they want to increase the electricity tariffs by 200 and something %. I should figure because but multiplied by number of units you consume per week, per month, per year, then you realize that the increase is too much. Electricity is supposed to serve as a social.
Okay.
So everybody say social amenities.
Thank you. We understand your question.
I'm coming. Let me learn. I know. I'm coming. Now, electricity. You know what you profit. 1/7. That's what electricity is winning a profit. If you want a profit, or increase in the operation. The tariff from Pacho, one, no hold on, no improvement service. Service and satisfier. We Ghanaians will call for increase.
Okay. Thank you so much. You talked of duplication. Okay. Assembly member for Ayuko electoral area. Yeah, too. Okay. Brief, please.
I remember meeting a public account committee. Na CG4 was a one generation losses or 11%. That was then. Now you use credit meter. Now what's because of credit meters when you scan it's 1 million prepaid meters. And when you stand 1 million service. This are 1 million prepaid meters, so you have 27% losses. As a mathematics, it doesn't tally. They should go and come back again. Secondly, about 2024 vehicles are ECG. We're using Yatin there. What's a rented cars maybe to other rental one? They should tell us the reason why. Because we can't continue working and giving them money and always be one fine good service in farm man. And then an answer that wants to contain us. You see, we can't live a country like this. We are, for Christ's sake, you're for one job, cremating the young because it's true. You're part of what they allow. One city that little what am I want? So what is
that's it. And you bring back a large for Christ's sake. New Year freedom a Muslim. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Andrew.
Okay, oh, there, yes, you. No, yes, Anna.
No.
Chairman, should we go on or we should answer before? We should answer. The questions are getting too much. Okay. So please, hello. Okay, the chairman would like to address some of the questions being asked. After we'll come to you. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, chairman. I will not address the questions.
Okay.
I didn't do presentation. Those that did the presentation will address. Thank you.
Wait, trouble on the power. Yay, killing cat. Oh, Pocha, we'll be someone I say you can come. VRA, ECG, Ghana Water. You can all line up here.
Okay. Nti questions no those I na you be answer ninya. I'm there. My main church percentages no. Why the yaki can percentages P VRS is some percentage. ECG abone percentage. Grid koso abone percentage. Then customer no ono who one electricity bill. Inti nkoma ye di nya me pede me summarize mo. Efa obia ne percentage away bisa. Say a customer na say wo bill ye 100 cedis. Ochede ede obia da we bisa no boma. Ebotua 146 cedis. Increment obia ye di boom by 46%. Ede obia ede ECG, ede gridco, ede VRA one request ede boma. Wo bill or wo fee etua no okosor by 46%. On any proposal no. On any proposal no. Now, ana make a there. Say etua 100 cedis. But you won't say mkaka. Send etua 100 cedis a. Na chere say PURC waji yen proposal no tuma. Ebetua 146 cedis. On any inchechema mpedemedema. Inti percentage bia tibia fortune more 46% uncle team there. On any proposal yedama impenyufo. Obi can about bush clearing. You could do ye bush clearing pa na ya for advice ya bokoda aye bush clearing. Elvin network expansion. Me presentation na me can wansem. What obey communities na the new areas. Answer na yebe extend the supply alcohol, ye the transformers basis one. Adi go back to the substation. Ye improve the substation and our my one near the power na our side. Inti answer na yebo do ho say anya na che the losses no esura na oroko. Me the obi no question obi say 11%. Also ye use postpaid meters na losses here 11%. Mupocho onya no kwa public accounts mangasa ma order. Yen there's no instance that yakan about 11% losses. ECG losses it be no 30%. Aba foma and then I'm 27. Yesterday you're about to 22%. Inti mpocho bayan clarify this amount. Now tariff proposal yeah well me tell you be no question will be say or kade or your seamstress and our hairdresser auto credit 200 cedis. That year kind of young proposal on year about increases on the then when young proposal on year can for lifeline tariff. One or the what a ban support one. Honestly, yeah, your recommendation be there. Aban emboa hon was some portion be hon. Only one I will consume up to will consume up to 30 units. The M30 units you found as vulnerable until either aban be mahon to support them. Now often seamstresses, tailors and no were commercial customers. Also our recommendations are your ama the PURs won't consider my Inti ya zone customers nya industries, for example, offer the mines, offer the cement factories, offer them one hour manufactured. One ya bisa specialized tariffs among na we tum da ye juma. What ye juma na so kosra wo be employ in nya mboa. Inti ninya ECG aye home proposals ama PURC. Ekuro wo ma meka ho asem ye net metering. In the binum etum the solar panels at one nando. There were arrangements so ye be exchange the power. It is a power no the no product. The bottom da my ECG. Now is at the end of the month here exchange. Into what bill no be brass. Obisu beside yenya sika hin fee tariff previous one. Now, tariff, yeah, tariff for profits. The DBI, break even. Now, in the actual DBI approvals, yen tariff, yen margins or do, it be negative, yen positive, the other. Inti, why it's there, on the package loan, it be 100 cities. Ato transformer, it is you. Them transformer, no, or they to charge a rate, be a, Obama, it to me provide the transformer in the back, say, numbers another or a weaker, it will provide in the back. About market to do be there go provide na 100 cities, maybe a 126. Until I said that you be no, I do two time replace them transformer. I had them transformer no ne life so yen to me fabio bin siwo. Nti bi them na ye proposal yen hwɛ dɛ ye benya profits modo. But ye hwɛ dɛ ye botu me break even. Ye clean ye books na ye tuma akɔba nkɔ akɛgye loan na ye da asa na ye dwuma ne bi. Now obi so bisa about old meter and a new meter. Meter wey the best 30 years. Never meter wey the 1 year. The difference won't pa. Ebon with there that way the 30 years now. Ebi will a plug mobile phone on record. Ninya can ECG losses. I did improve on your system such that load the BOBR can be able to record. In table there, Obi Bakado was a sun in meter and half a near consumption. If we are not first one or inefficient consumption. But meet a BI and baby, I do two customer and do use they are built. Obisuka containers wasem. I'm there, them containers immediately the ministry are clear. As some young container behind you, or why ye clear materials. Yadeba, a regions, eba central region, ya was stores kesekoroa. On the materials, bokuma, region ninya, ofana, chrome ninya, or here districts, Yamaha materials. In the materials, so never regional stores. Know what I Juma. But we can about vehicle rental. Doing there were two things. Either they back a auto car, another ever high obi. Now every 5 years, we replace your car. Each ECG and your transport company. Yen vehicles or their district BIA to manage operational vehicles not up around. Into a while, okay, young rent a vehicle. Into a more new car, HR rental charges. At the end of the 5 years, and a period, on an obey maintenance, on an here they have warehouse and our maintenance. Now, what be private sector arrangement? Into Ghanaian companies now, in the metering companies, there were about 12 local companies are yet to meet as well. Now, yani Ghanaians, yani hombe yejuma, na wa ma yene jume tumpon. Na obia yan customers to yenye juma ye. Them na yepede yeche, yeda asipo papa.
Cannot generate and do transmission for itself and for other independent power producers. So government policy brought about what we call unbundling. So Ghana unbundled the generation from transmission in order to create an independent transmission utility to focus on the transmission so that we can provide the capacity for every generator located everywhere in the country, so that we can evacuate the power. Yɛbɛtumi asoa power no fi generator biara hɔ baabi a ɔwɔ Ghana man nyinaa. Then we send it to the consumers. So that is why GridCo was established, and we started operation in 2008. So if you realize, since GridCo was established, the transmission network has expanded, and then we have been able to provide the cost of the facility for all independent power generation and also VRA. And basically today we have presented to you the cost of doing this business. And that is the rationale underpinning our tariff proposal. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think Ghana Water, we don't have much issues, so you didn't ask us so many questions. And so we have seen that you have already proof of our tariff. So the question of Galamsey, please, Ghana Water is not in position to fight Galamsey, but we are in position to support the fight against Galamsey. And that is what we have been doing at all times. Someone else's responsibility is to make sure that the water bodies are protected. And that is not of Ghana Water. So I believe that with this interaction, those who are involved have heard you clearly, and they will go ahead and do the job that is needed to ensure that the water body is clear for all of us to enjoy. Somebody also asked question based on best pipe on the major roads, whose responsibility? It is the responsibility of Ghana Water. But sometimes we need permission of the highways to be able to carry out some works. And sometimes it takes time for that permission to be given. So if something happens and we are not able to respond on time, it's not as though we abandon the work, but it's a process. We cannot just start cutting the road and doing any work. We need to engage the road engineers to be able to do the work and do it well, so that when we are done, they will be able to do their work and then seal the road back properly for drivers also to use. So it is our responsibility, but we need to go through some process. So please, if it's on the road, still call us, but please note that we will do so by following the procedure that is there for us. The revenue, sorry.
Okay, so on the road thing, her question is, when the road contractors themselves have cut the road and they have in the process cut your pipes, then you are left in the dark. Who is responsible for it?
Okay, so in that case, it is the contractor's responsibility. Most often than not, the ideal situation is for us to relocate the pipeline and then construct the road. But for whatever reason, contractors are always in hurry to start working before they engage the utilities. I don't think this affects only Ghana Water. I've seen some roads being constructed with electricity poles in the middle of the construction, which should have been removed before this whole process begins. But they are always in hurry to start the process before talking to the utility providers, who also have a right of way. So if that is the question, maybe I didn't understand the panty very well. If that's the question, then that is the responsibility of the contractor to do. But they need to engage us so that we all work together to get the job done. Somebody also asked us that we should go to Plaster House with the videos. In fact, this is not the only place we are with these videos. We've been to so many places, and we are scheduled to go to Flagstaff House as well. So we will be presenting these videos at Flagstaff House. So please rest assured that President will see these videos as well when we are giving the audience, I believe, very soon. PURC is the one organizing this, and they have already have the plan for us to get to the Flagstaff House. So when we get there, we will not shy away of presenting these videos for everybody to see. I guess my questions are answered. Thank you very much.
Will be sir question for mini grids no tariff yes. Yen tariff mini grids no or a stand alone on can into muna yes. Na into muna yepede yenyan. So yenya ninga penyin kind of ECG. On your profits na yes. Or yen two more bobo ma yen jumano work for do my sustain operations and maintenance. Sɛ yɛntumi nya na ɔkyerɛ dɛ yɛn machines na yɛde yɛ adwuma no ho ba kyima a ɔbɛyɛ zen dɛ wobɛnya nkanea ɛna mini grades no mi kyerɛkyerɛ mu no mekaa dɛ ɔyɛ adze a aban Ministry of Energy wɔn na wɔreyɛ ɛna wɔsi VRA ɔmbra na ɔmbɛyɛ maintenance and operation ɔyɛ solar na yɛdze ma wɔn nti ɛwɔ batteries na ade odo anɔfa a energy na wonya no wɔ store wɔ batteries no mu ma wɔtum wɔ use nti batteries no over time no yeah ɔyɛ it runs out another ɔyɛ dadaw ɔwɔ dɛ yɛsesa ne nyinaa yɛ ntoma a yɛhwɛ ba ɔno nka ma mesi yɛhwehwɛ no ho ɛna sɛ wɔka dɛ one of our around communities no. So we need that when you can hear now, now check the you pay you wonder where you Ghana for Sunday or you won't see in a you enjoy a kusumbu down waha because what create lake in that dam no they were displaced on until the more island over there one so wonya in Kenya into a nyano or you binding shishay there Ghana ha or do be a in Kenya in the mestre say will be someone in seminar in Ghana for into what do be a nya in Kenya my anka de one hour island no ono on try papa madam wanase
yeah that's it solar yes a yankupon area na yes okay thank you so much to our questions. Please, brief, snappy, precise.
Hello. Yeah. Mr. Chairman, hello. Examine the work of the Region Development Commission from Jonathan Funedu Boachi. Now, in some people were but there, to ECG for on Adjungo.
Okay.
Chairman, with your permission, I will want to actually draw an analogy of the question I want to actually put out. In front of our office, there's a guy who sells coconut. He used to sell it at 50 cedis per coconut. So I was buying, and then the coconut actually increased to 7 cedis per one. So I decided not to buy. Now, if I don't buy from that coconut seller, he cannot come and ask me of any money. Now, another question is this. When I don't use Ghana water for a month, Ghana water, I don't owe Ghana water. They don't come and take any money from me. However, if I don't use UCG for even 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 10 months, they will come and take money from me. I'll still owe. So I don't see why I should be paying when, but the tariffs are gone up. I can decide not to use electricity. But even if I don't use it, I will be owing ECG because they will come with service charge every now. Now, hitherto, we used to pay service charge of about 7 cedis 5 per square. It was increased and now it's around 10 cedis something. I'm not really sure of the figure. So, if going forward with the me feed there. Them service charge, your electricity for what they brand. If I decide not to use electricity for maybe say 6 months, 7 months, I shouldn't owe anybody.
You ask the question, Nasi. Yeah, that's it. They've taken notice of the question. Okay. Into our next consumer. Brief, please.
Andrew Ohini Ajekum from Land Use Area Planning Authority. Based upon the 1 year Kenya, another the water chain and says there is. Obey there, each is a I may personally multimism. Now, so in your no solve problem. Since you there, I don't want to chain what chain there. I'm saying, the more worry and one madam as in your problem. When you really say it's a kind of do put down ample other worry and one jaya or bocosser, expenses in bocosser. It's my be saying there. Sea water. Say you treat or no user, no cost. And them and here you treat yen so mean no cost. In Yins and Oboboy, Yan Shano.
Yeah, that's say question here the pa. What's your number punsu? To our next consumer.
That's a patch of meeting the Kofi Asoku, as I remember one. The patch of the Sunny day. That's right. Street light. Yes, when you first no more. Street. Sorry. Street light. It's your account. Then so echo baby baby, but when the street light baby on Yejuma. Number 3 maybe sir there. Or you one Saturday even say you know some members no crampo yali ya. Yemo and I used to give for a battery pano. Meanwhile, ever from the one by light no 1 year. And now it's me mufunde at the pie with you some members who do. The best way, your best way, yet to yak out, and so equal baby baby lighting on Yejuma. And I ever no my boy. Acha 1 minute to be lighting to go off bed 10 times.
Hey.
Acha 1 minute off bed 10 times. Pak, pak, pak. The best way, nay, bisa.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Also, ECG for say, what for one pole na, and now I'm a police, I bet you one. And yet, want to me, you wait, you must what from 1 hour, ba, into yeah, that's it. Naba,
Thank
no.
you so much. Thank you so much, His Royal Majesty, Your Excellency, Dr. Sabrina. I'm coming from closer. My concern, one is how the wastage of these utilities at least we know water. That when all of us near to us or while you are moving, a pipe is busted, gusting water in several liters. You try to contact anybody to do that for you. It takes you days. Sometimes big pipes, the water is pouring all over. You contact them and they will tell you today is Friday, maybe Monday, you have to follow up. I don't understand that. And these are the people who have to tell you that they want to increase because they're not getting it. Besides that, to come and tell us that currently 1,000 liters of water costs us 5 cedis from the 8%. I think it's a big lie. That cannot be true. Because what we are paying monthly, you can't tell me that we are consuming 1,000 liters for 5 cedis from the 8%. I don't think that because that means at least a household of 3 should be able to use 1,000 liters for at least 1 week. But that's not what we're seeing. So that is not the thing. I also want to ask, why is it that any time people are talking about involvement of the private sector into this company, they start getting demonstrations, press conference, and they don't want them to. I remember very well Wednesday, 17th April 2024, when they were commissioning the 430 natural gas pipeline in Kumasi. Not any other place, but the food. Made a statement clearly that for us to be efficient in this company, there must be private sector. I think that's what we should look at. Because like we are not effective and efficient in doing the job that we are supposed to do. I mean, why can't we know that every community we should have a trained person, even if it's a community member, who will be there and report to us if there are people who are stealing the electricity, if there are people who are stealing the water, if the water pipe is bad,
Exactly.
somebody will quickly come and correct that. You are not bothered about that.
Thank you, Naba. Thank you so much. Naba say, in su pipe to my pay. Oguse a friend 3 days na one bay in ye. To our next question, please. Brief. Okay, one question at a time, please.
Thank you very much. Pato, Mede Prince of Harriet.
Okay.
Pato, PRC, Minister Government war automatic adjustment. Our money quarterly. Last month, prior to utility. How different is that adjustment from this one?
This one.
Yes. And then we say from 2025 to 2020. Let's to 2030. Let's assume that we have accepted this review. Are you assuring us that between 2025 to 2020, there's not going to be any tariff increment again? Thank you.
I like your question. Thank you. Next.
We're from Nana Benyon Kweku Odro. You can still call me Benjamin Frank again. Coming from University of Cape Coast, table of TUC, UCC local secretary. My question no, Madefa, oye, yen pay kwa, wopi PURC for obey. Let me be someone there. Won't be someone who can form that one by a presentation. When in the government, what to salary, what to 200% that. Now, even as we speak, your negotiation table, we are all negotiating about salary increment. Do you know the quotation the government is quoting? Even that 10%, we are not accepting it. Now, actually, for the presentation of the IAR, Obi annual increment no oil less than 10%. So if to fund electricity, never catch them the motor 100 cities now by 140. That 40 cities now that the mocha can form in Madamo.
Thank you so much. Yay. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no question I say. Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
We are not going to agree.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Chairman, TUC. Okay. Masra ho wa ma hia ne kase no ho ntew. Iyon ye bufu sam anamobo a. Onye bufu sam. Ome yan onye bufu ai. Ome nchado. Kwekunyan. Kofinyan. Maso from nyan ba ai. Branchen. Hey, you know ECG.
Mr. Masamano, ECG.
Okay.
As I'm not walking, move there. No value of home. Then in there, I'm your customer. Next, I send there, attending, who business. Now I'm most car. The master walking away in fact. You got me a taxi driver. Move for Wumbo school. Wumbo wire for. Next, move that way you tell to you, Sana. No, my back at your there. Mamma no more talk. I say, I'm away in a while. My father talk. Oh, yeah. Inti honor the Miska de Nuncia. Honor Danchana. Ghana water so Wama made one way your papa. There, Wama Yabatna. We one.
Kofinyan. Portamenka ho. Oh, yeah, Kofinyan. Debbie.
Said the man some now what it and I know what I saw you be house or
Kofinyan. Oh, yeah, Chado, Akawasam. Oh, yeah. Hey, Rasta for you into the move. Rasta for you, I will tell you.
Yo, your friend James Obuatano, Ola College of Education. Me Pamucho, me person me utility.
Yes, Rahum.
ECG, Ghana Water. Concerning the processes are so test. And and also cost no efforts and bow. For example, if you are making new meter to my ordinary, the intermediary let's stand for so. Meanwhile,
to the utility sector. Person more maybe a new meter now. You can just walk there, work it, and then you get your without necessarily have to get intermediaries so that they will charge you so much and they will take the money. And now for the Ghana water, and also looking at the Galamsey effect on the water, is there any other alternative that they are thinking of so that they can produce water without necessarily getting it from the river water?
Thank you. Next.
Hello. But I'm the Usubu and some assembly member. Massama. But your master was can gridco. This year one transformers nasty. So what clear the man no be no property. Now I say now, second would you boy property no and I do me before. But as I'm speaking, my late mother, no property, would chase the can damn before. In the PRC, I will come to you and help me to take them to court. Outside being here, TJ. But 2 years ago, any actual character, there extension. One presentation where there's no extension. Okay, one presentation where there's no extension. About 2 years ago, natural letter for extension. Bureau was my hands about 400,000. Old Ghana City 4 billion. Now 3 weeks back, and then go to a scanner. Wash it. I said, I have for impediment. Said, see, them old 4 billion and what the meters Baba Bobo may check out, and then we use it for free for about 20 years and sana. Why, yeah, ECG, Yabasra one. Say, Edmund way in 1 year extension because I shall say, remember, what they need in the electric area, a extension and then meters. It's in case you increase on 200 and another 20 now. Young communities and fast will be on your then. Thank you.
So, yeah, brief. One at a time, yes, sir. Year for 10, yeah, we are now here paying for ye questions and then we come again. We are taking 30.
Yo,
questions.
may I say, Master Man Pedem Bisano, Okoma ECG. Orcasan or Kabi de Opede, PRC, Oboa, and now ultimately more power, we generate in my hand. I'm massing through Tora, one could do me light in my hand. Pedem Bisa de power near loan into and I'm a be auto instructor in su light in a corner. Only one. Two. Yeah, Pereas, there ECG. Then hello. Yeah, but so we plan away then where your transformation. Our power outbreak and other things now. I'm a transformers now. With two more, I don't know. Three. What steps are they taking to reduce the error bills estimated? Because a bill I will baby no and an bill a bill used to one bob. But bill amount of no more than 9,000, 6,000. In fact, up and the man, you're not saving members, no, you're electorate, you're brepa. So, what measurements are they taking?
Your question, number 5, that's okay. Chairman, can you please draw our attention when we get to number 10? Okay. Put your brain in
Okay. Robert Baidu. Now, the American questions and short. Now, questions and those. Into PRC, Japan talk. One set up platform. Here now your question or comments no. Able to me actual so that we cut down on time I spend. Now, my second in the ECG. We hear increase no because one casano charges na that what charges him p and tax bill no ba miss Marco school so many years more bill na tax nti one church man son and we baby said there yeah increase that's
thank you so much.
So Madam MC,
Madam
MC.
Okay.
Let me quickly respond to the first concern.
Okay.
If you look on the board, we have something here. Kindly scan the code to share your insight on the tariff proposals. Okay. Okay. But broadly, you can take suggestions. You can go to the PRC website where there's a link for you to make suggestions. Alternatively, you can also go to the regional offices of the PRC where you can make suggestions and even lodge your complaints. Thank you.
Thank you. And our next question.
Say, from Alexander Otu, Charles Ola College of Education. Oh, amazing. Maybe Saturday. For 1 year sustainability assessment, I show there for the next 5 years. I don't say Sebio Galamsey no was a na TNS in Slinger clear. The may that will be sent, Obejina now to them. Not today be not Theodo. Ye, day. Fee in the Rukui, ye who day. Nkofu bebre nka no nche se ebu nso a ofi water company a yedi se yebu nso wo water company for one source a ye fenda no mpo na oye papa ye kada yonum pipe nso but in there se ekwe fefie ebohu nde Ghana water one thing was it flash toilet and was it go nduabado ama water company kuna sabi wo produce na I want to wait take over. Ebo hwehwe nsu na wodi gu bottle mu no ofi water company for nti me bi se dey agije bela aba nkyekere na waze ma amanfo we hu dey sebio cyanide lead na zin mercury na okogalamsey source ma all yensun za we treating one treatment procedure otum oma demi isura ye wo dey bonum water company nsu no ofi hɔ na dɛ
Okay, thank you. Chairman, we have the 10. Okay, thank you. Ombra Hammerhen. Next 10, Ombra Hammerhen. You may invite, pardon me, no one should join the queue again. Okay, yes, sir, one. What's Mama Obia and join the queue with you? So we should take the questions, right? Okay. Yeah, the one I say. Yanko.
Service charge, you know. Joe. What way so? What is service charge? As a mistake in there. This is what's our printum. Service charge now what did you have no? No buying no was easy. I know you're correct. More today being the use no. No so first no at all creditor obodo. So how much number you so? Too much number you so? Or Sakotawazi. No charges biara. And the at all Busum biara 10 cities charge. Some of you about one my bear was maybe now. I quite about 200 Ghana, 20 Ghana cities. Most of BC. Motor credit no good bear 4 months. The moments we used to show her. Okay, Mutia more than Mutia. Maybe said there. The charges now white national. Not buying what did he say? Oban there with the bois, it manche. Now what to him? Into the increment you are on mother. So all by that mobile when you sure.
Okay.
No more on to my hand and one time.
You, yeah, that's it. Who's in a baby? If you pay.
Mate, coffee is son. Mate, CCTU.
Okay.
Businessman.
You, yeah, that's it.
My name is Patrick Isiawa, Ghana Standards Authority. My first question goes to you. I want to get the understanding whether in 2020, but let me commend the utility company. I know it's difficult to run a I also hope stand middle class Ghanaian and the lower class Ghanaian aren't shown any favors when it comes to money in this country by the government. You should also understand that. So my question, PRC, 2022, when they made the presentations and when they asked for the increase and what they wanted to do with those increases, when they came to you again this year, Did they give you an empirical data to show that this is what we received? These are the percentages of the accomplishment of the presentations that we did. Like same, 2025, they've given us a presentation on what they want to do with the increase. In 2022, did they give you that data, empirical, that we got this amount of money? These are the projects that we completed. And this is the assets. If that didn't happen, then that is an issue, because the age of just a blank increase should be over.
Okay.
We should now tie them to performances.
Okay.
Now, my question is, Ghana Water specifically, you are a company, you run a business. I understand things are tough. Your raw material is water, and it's not all the water in the Ghana. There are specific rivers that you tap from. How then do you say that the security of your raw material is not your responsibility? I tell you, if you came here and you told everybody here that the increase you're asking for, you are going to dedicate all that money to surveillance, basically keeping all your water but resources safe, I bet you everybody here would have said, go ahead. I tell you. But you cannot just reduce that for another.
That's what I say.
Let me
Your
get to
question
let me get to
has been
ECG. That's to water. Let me get to ECG.
Aye.
Now, ECG, you are asking for an increase. My question is, will that increase translate to, when I'm asking for customer service, will that increase to that customer service delivery? You mentioned something that was a bit. Oh no, let me land. It's really important here. He made a statement that is really important. Let me land. Sorry.
He said you should have started the important one first. All right, thank you. Yerubunu thought. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. Kojo Usabwaji. My first question, say, more filling station. No so people bu fuel. No so me filling station ogwa. E ka na mobono. Nipakunu no botia na. Say nipakunu no botia. Na say ECG. Water company aka waba. Oye den ye na me mutia. Wa bra azo no. Oye pay as you go. Only my first question. My second one. ECG. When you to free line. Nti say increase the tariffs na. As it to free line baba na. Water works name there will be. Nti me say e ka oba. Na say nyame na mutia. Wo company asema. No che there e ka obo in dem say mutia bi wo ECG Japan. Wa bro ye pay as you go.
Say Abuaje from CCMA. Okay, Maka. Okay.
Okay, me that say. Amazing. Yarisha Isaac William Dicatia from Ghana TV Service. Okay, post. So Yarisha, ma VRA, ECG, na water company, ma working in na. Yarisha, it's about operational cost. And PURC as a commission, I want to know what measures have you put in place as a regulator to support these service providers. Na yesha nana all money speech okay there we might strive for balances. Now okay there tariff affects businesses and what individual households. Now yes ramo appeal yes ramo pa 46% no ano yes pa into them na now orekano monhwe na monhwe mayen. Third and last oh yeah baby amete barely 3 months, 3 weeks, a month. Na minya insu on flow. Minya insu na menom, mimpe ngwalumpo. Now so they want to increase the tariff.
Yeah, that's it. Brony, yeah, that's it. Sivet, I represent to her. Okay, here mommy from Chamber of Commerce. Yeah.
Thank you very much. There, make us from the view of Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Na there utility yehia yezi yeduma manufacturing nyeza okeka ho inyinara Na edwuma a yɛyɛ no so yɛ compete with all African countries. Na ehwɛ hɛn nsusɛm multi masisi a hɛn ankasa no yɛn ho kyerɛ hɛn ankasa. Yɛntum yɛn compete. Na biribi a ɔte dɛm so ɔresan aba abɔto do. Na ɔkyerɛ dɛ gwezi ɔbɛyɛ dzen ankasa ɔdze ama hɛn. Ɔwɔ dɛ wɔn nso wɔyɛ ho maintenance dɛ ma wɔreka. Nti me recommendation ɔwɔ mu nye dɛ hɛn susu dza ahoma yi susu dza ato hɔ no ɔyɛ dɛ ɔwɔ soro dodoodo ɔdze ma businesses ɔbɛma hɛn business akɔ fam. Ekyiri so ɛm dɛ problem no so ɔwɔ dɛ yɛtum yɛ tackle. Panyin koro kaa dɛ ɔyɛ wɔnyi control ankasa ɛwɔ galamsey do. Na mmom wɔbɛtum wɔayɛ advocacy a wɔn advocacy no wɔbɛhyɛ mu kana na wɔatum wɔaboa ma dza ɔyɛ dɛ duty bearers wɔyɛ wɔdze fa galamsey no ho ma ne do twɛn otum ɔbɛm ma ɔyɛ yie. Osian dɛ ɛbɛkɔ akɔtɔ machines ɛdze akɔ certain areas a ɛde kɛyɛ adwuma nya ade ɔbɛsan asɛ bio na yɛbɛgyina hɛn anim. Nti no megye di dɛ iyi yɛ nsusui a yɛsusu business community.
Okay, yeah, that's it, Auntie Benedicta. Our last question for the day.
Bacho, Madam Wase. My name is Jim Buloro from Ghana Statistical Service. My question, question. Mpese mi bisa ECD for no. Ena we for no Ghana water for no. Meter eya omode maye no. Mpese mi hu se wo ton ade bi. Ade na wo ton no. Say oh mano the gadget you have to use to measure the thing. But eya omu ton sa ni amano mai. In case u tuapo na ohia ade na omu mfamba obe brand sana osambeka. So me baby ami here do my statistical service. Inflation na ye de ba no. We measure it. Eya me call market no. I measure the items. But I don't ask the seller to give me the I'm talking of the instrument, the one I have to use to measure the thing. So I don't understand ECG and the Ghana water. Omo we know ECG who talk power from Grico. The equipment they use to measure your power for you. Did the ECG people buy that equipment for you? No. So I'm talking about the customers. I'm talking of the customer. If they want the meter, you have to give them the meter because you are selling the thing. You have to measure the thing you are selling. So I don't understand them. Thank you very much.
Aha. Yeah, that's a baby. Chairman.
Thank you. Let me respond to a few things before the companies come.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Choboy, you see the chairman is from the TUC. Hello. I'm from the TUC, so I can also make Choboy. Okay. A few clarifications. The PURC does quarterly adjustments. In fact, it used to be called automatic, but there's nothing automatic about tariff. So we change it to quarterly adjustment. Now, the difference between the quarterly adjustment and what we are doing or we are about to do, which we call multi-year tariff, is that this tariff, we are asking the utilities to bring all their costs, investment costs, personnel costs, maintenance and operation costs and everything together. And once they bring everything together, we come to you, the consumers, to also share your perspective. And it is our assumption that this tariff, once it's decided, will run from 2025, 2026 in this sense, to about 2029, 2030, before another major tariff is done. Now, once we decide on this one, in between, we will also do what we call quarterly adjustment. Because if we grant ECG their tariff, it will be denominated in cedis. But most of the things they buy are from outside, which they buy, for example, in dollars. And you know the dollar and the CD exchange rate doesn't stay constant. It won't be constant from 2026 to 2029. So in between, we will do the quarterly adjustment to reflect changes in, say, the dollar CD exchange rate, to reflect changes in inflation. So between 2026 and 2029, inflation will also change. The cost of gas will change. So take it. The quarterly adjustment reflects 4 variables: exchange rate, inflation, the cost of gas, and the last one is the hydro mix, whether the electricity you are consuming is produced from Akosombo, which is hydro, or whether it is produced by thermal plants, which rely on crude oil. So these are the 4 factors we consider when we are doing the quarterly adjustment. They can either go up or down. So in the quarterly adjustment process, sometimes we reduce the tariff. Sometimes we increase the tariff. Now, the multi-year tariff, in addition to these 4 variables, the utilities are adding their investments. They want to extend the power line. They want to strengthen the line. They want to make sure that you have a good customer service centers. So, for example, and I'm answering the other question related to 2022. Yes, in 2022, the utilities told us the things they want to do. And in fact, we have inspected some of the things. One glaring thing, in fact, yesterday when I was coming along the way, I saw in Kasua, there's something they call Kasua BSP. And I remember very well that it was one of the things ECG said they would do. And it is just by the roadside. Kasua BSP is what? Kasua Box Supply Point. It is something they have done, and they keep improving it. So they actually told us what they will use the money for. They've not been able to do all of that. And in fact, if this presentation, we had asked them to go through all of that, probably we'll close tomorrow. But they've cut some of the things short. For this year, for this multi-year tariff, one of the things we have also done is that we held a separate investment hearing for the utilities. So in the past, we put the two together. This time, we have done a major interrogation of all the investment they want to do to improve customer service. We have done that before we came here to do it. So that is for the 2022 tariff. Yes, I'm from the TUC. It is true that no government has ever increased salary by 200%. We are still in negotiation with government over 2026. I don't know, somebody said what government has offered. I have not heard that government has offered anything yet, even though I'm part of the negotiation. But you are right. Nobody increases salary by 200%. And we will take all of that into account before deciding on the final tariff that we are going to give to the utility. I thank you. Now, those people who did the presentation can respond to the specific questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, Mr. Chairman, I take the first question, and another question was asked. So I'll put the two together. Somebody asked for water treatment, and somebody also asked for alternative to source water. So I want to put the two together. Is seawater treatment possible? Yes, it is possible. Is Ghana Water treating seawater today? Yes, we are doing it. How much is it costing Ghana Water? Well, that is where the problem is. And that is where we don't want to go to. As we speak, Teishi desalination plant is producing a total of equivalent of 3% of Ghana Water's production altogether. But its cost to us is 10% of what we are doing. Even with all the galamsey things that we are doing, it's 10%. So, my brother, if you do not take the natural resources that God has given us for free seriously, and if you take it for granted, we will be able to produce seawater for you, but it will be at a cost that you'll never be able to pay. As we speak, the per unit cost of that today is over $1.8 dollars per cubic meter. So that is just from the production side. Distribution cost, maintenance cost, and transmission cost is not just added. Just from the source of production, that is the cost. So if you want to pollute your free water from the source and then go to the sea to retrieve the same and then treat, we will be able to do it. But note that it will be at a very high cost, number one. Number two, we will be able to serve people along the coast. Because that is the easiest. They are the one by the sea. You know, so. But now think of us transporting seawater to the hinterland because every water is polluted. And we have now chosen to rely on seawater to produce. We will produce it at a higher cost, and we will also transmit it at a more higher cost to the hinterland. That is what we will end up at if we do not take the water source that we have seriously and stop polluting it. That is the part of the matter. Please, it's not as if Ghana Water is not aware of alternatives. We have gone around the world, and there are places where they are producing this seawater. They still import water. If anybody of you have been to Dubai and Co., ask them how much it's costing them. Even though they can do the reverse osmosis, they are still importing fresh water from somewhere. It is so expensive to do. So please, don't let us go there. We will not be able to sustain it, and it is not sustainable. Somebody talks about the best pipe not attended to on time. Please, our regional director is here. I wish we know exactly where these things are. They will pay attention to it. But please, most often than not, it is assumed that we are told that there is a best pipe somewhere. We are when I show you our population over here, we are only 533 staff. We couldn't have been everywhere. We will rely on you to get us information. Most often than not, you see this and nobody has told Ghana Water. Sometimes too, we were told, but we were overwhelmed, and so we were not able to attend to it on time. But that doesn't mean that we will ever not attend to it. So we will continue doing our best to ensure that we are able to serve you better. Somebody doubted the figure I quoted for the lifeline tariff. Please get to the URC website right now and let us see what is there. This is gazetted. I can't stand over here and lie to anybody. It is there at the PURC website. It is gazetted. Everybody knows it. If you have been looking at your water bill closely, you see these tariff charges over there. Please check your water bill very well. The lifeline tariff that we have is 5.28 cedis. Please, I'm not lying to you. I won't do that standing over here. Please. Then somebody also talked about extension cost of 400,000 cedis. Please, I wish that you are able to meet our regional director. I can't speak to these local issues on this national platform. I don't know exactly what has gone into this. And so, please, when we are done from here, Engineer Kofi is here. You can meet him and then we'll discuss further whatever the issue is, so that we are able to amicably resolve it and get water to your community. Somebody was asking about how sustainable it is that when we keep on doing galamsey, where we will ever get to. My brother, we've already done that. We know that it will not take us anywhere. That is why we are sounding the alarm bell very, very loud. We are already there. We are already at the point where we will not be able to sustain what we are doing. So it's not about 5 years to come. It is about now. Please, somebody talk about the quality of our water, especially to do with the heavy metal. Please, we are able to produce our water to the highest standard. As far as our produce water, the final water from Ghana Water Company's facilities are concerned, we have no such traces to warrant any worry at this moment. We have no such traces to warrant any such worries at this moment. But the question is, how long? And if they keep on doing so, where are we going with this? It may be very soon we start feeling them. And so we need to stop. Somebody was questioning why we don't be the one protecting our source water, and we said it's not our job. Please, in this country, everybody has responsibility. Yes, I have a property, but that is why we also have a policeman. Should somebody go stealing the property, if I have to take that into my hand to do, it will be illegal. It will be unlawful. That is why I would have to call the police to do their job. The same way, water sources protection is in the hands of some people. Water Resources Commission is there, the military with the squadron, what they call it, unit and all that, they are there to protect our water bodies. Water company staff were not trained to police the water sources. Our job is to extract water and produce. That is the kind of staff we have. They don't have the training to be able to fight people who are polluting water along the water bodies. But I told you again that we will support any such activity that is directed at making sure that this menace is stopped. So Ghana Water Company support anybody who is working to stop the galamsey. So we are doing our bit of it, but we, our staff, are not, they are civil engineers, not military men, not security men. They cannot do such work. So that is why somebody has to do it. So I'm sorry, but I'm not sounding as though we are not looking at us taking care of this. But the portion that we have to do is what we are doing, and we are doing it very well. Somebody talk about no flow. Again, I will suggest that you see us, that is regional director, know where you are so that we are able to address your issues. And finally, members of the public, Ghana Water Company doesn't sell meter. We fix meter in your homes free of charge. But the fixing would have to be done by somebody. And the cost of doing that would have to be paid for. The meter itself is free, but the accessory surrounding the fixing of the meter is not free. It has to be paid for. The person coming to do the job has to be paid for. So all these things is what we charge you. We do not charge you meter fee. GRC will take us on if they hear anywhere that we are selling meter to anybody. Please, if anybody comes to you and tell you that he's selling meter, please come to our offices and speak to our regional director. No one is to sell you meter. The accessories in fixing the meter is what we charge you for, and that you pay to Ghana Water Company, and PURC has accepted this as a norm. So we don't sell meters to our customers. Even if it's about the replacement, it's still free of charge. Please note that. Thank you very much.
So I'm taking a question on the asset transformer asset. So as we indicated, Gridco invest in our equipment and we maintain the equipment. And then as part of the tariff, there's a rate of return that enable us to replace the asset when it comes to its end of life. So that is on the asset ownership. Now on project affected persons, where sometimes our lines traverse and the transmission infrastructure traverses your property. I think that over the years we have what we have done to compensate all who have been affected by such projects. And then our area office is open. So if you have any issue and you have any recourse for redress, please feel free, go to our area office. In Takoradi, we are at the Kita Junction, and we will speak to you and then ensure that whatever has to be done will be done rightly. Thank you very much.
Too easy.
I think question bi wɔ hɔ my was service charge. No be so when you see power crap or charging service charge. Yeah, but today what babɛhwɛ meter no dɛ ɔyɛ adwuma. Bills are all print. Once ɛwɔ meter bɔ fie even the edum light no kwa. What about either what about the meter no in good shape and I do be real power film. Ninya ye patrol yen assets nyo wo fie. It is embedded to your service charger. Ono the way in there a throw to ECG there and pay meter ni biom and then pay and service biom. Ye baba be a human na BBA through ufie. Ono them name to your service charge bia. Indeed, I'm not a passe. Meter no wo na so e dey ba behwe de bia na da. Then there's a service charge or a monthly service charge. Now question me so was street lights. Now street lights ECG na what you scanner. Yeah, you scanner 60% ma 1 hour generate power transmission not distribution ECG there. Now 40% are for Ministry of Energy. Now Ministry of Energy now we're responsible for street lights or from roads no yeah. Nti when you district assembly and away the major man. Now me did there it's a problem be between district assembly and ministry. You better there when you want to home come on. And the energy no woman you try the that's component. Nti you're responsible for provision of street lights, but or a Ministry of Energy in a way. Outage is one of my but with brewer feeder no, or build another line war. Them line is a very old line. It's why a new one by the side. Into intermittently no, I would do now we are one more way to my construction. But in Biro way in Kaka we in a week. We did the overview construction. Now, PBR fine one of my book. Obisu beside there, oh, no, a business, also a taxi driver. Now, on Ban Beji, he can feed the customer number one. And If I ECG to the man here, the part as my year came 5 years away came, it's my year. And da yen to me chiako, and a year bisa here. Ye to me at the ma, about one ye bake me in books. Nappy asana quack of Piscabio. In the bank or Nasa at the Honkawa, one more Busiabio. I want my hand young creditors, suppliers credit to all produce transformers or the feminine. Yadi Juma na o my ye Jan and Kakranga credit you are 36 months and now 24 months. The Mungo Puni Yasisia Wadan when it's actually. Because see toward the whole week. Into the air change there, in Yamana ya in ya Pina ya you see for power up ne fa upona a use nadi. Didn't you know how na be? It's your best there, Wobbetti and I saw them find it. Now, application processes. I'm the movie baby there also intermediaries or woman oma oya home to another cost pardon. Yeah, I can say yes, processes now. Now me give them repair move there. You streamline in Yamapi. Private sector or yeah, menkande Ghanaians are your business. One so oh yeah, DBI a petty and one year na ama the corona man work on it. Now say yeah, kada DBI a bit depend on foreign companies and I am more beyond one more your business media. Obey it kakra. Inti DBI no yes there aspects be why able to mama private people Ghanaians ayepia yama hopa na why and the prepayment about the shops be will prove what on ECG credits by him. Ninya ECG ebinum boy 24 hours. I be our ECG post staff into me. Then so a private sector you put there what boy hand what electricity. Now obisu beside there oh yeah PURs will check the end young finances. Young books, yeah, auditing. You got fair auditors, but young books. We are na the who be why making the public? If for ministry of Ministry of Energy, or SIGA, or Ministry of Finance. Na what the documents ya come on, na ECD be ya no. If you know we can't for public account because BBA or CBA no, or the equi nti sika biara PURs will approve my hand the BI they account for it. Nti yem books they are very open. They operate a very transparent arrangement with PURs in yen stakeholders. Now main can be for service connection fee. Meter no yen pon. Meter no that way any there. Etia eba be apply for service. Etia for service connection fee now. One more what the meter no bubble you recover meter no cost through the tariff. In the tariff we were capital expenditure wom. Them capital expenditure no. Yeah, meters, wires, poles, lines. Now, doing there in between Goro boys na do wom. I try the able weed one out. You best said that what boy hen. They weed out them Goro boys. In the why so what's meter? Meter na ready ya. We want there 419 for you. What pro? Now I catch you there. Oh, she a day now one for meter number. It's here bone in your schedule. Them coffee nya any special tax force. You try to be chasing one ya out of the age man. And you move be so out to the man. But your one bomb na one bay and regional office and at the street office. Na you be the who you might. No, this is any toll free line. But the end line 0302611611. Now, aside that, you were all the social media handles, Facebook, Twitter, easy. You best say there, the toll free line how they try and social media handles. Even power app no cry able to my report or fault and our problem. But tell me that.
Thank you. Oh, woman, someone kake. Oh, oya wanda wa na. Oya wanda wa. Mita also one ton. Okay, nipa oton was the mono. Na I'm aqua office na aqua report na. We I was by. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the final segment of today's public hearing. We'll go to our chairman. Chairman, for your closing remarks. Chairman, when you are so the okay.
Nana, thank you for sitting through this 3-4 hours of intense debate. And thank you to all participants. Thank you to the utility companies. I know you have faced very difficult questions today. And thank you to my fellow commissioners for the support that you have extended. Tariff determination is a complex process. Actually, also, even provision of utilities, electricity, is itself also complex. Many factors affect the ability of the companies to deliver electricity and water to our homes. But so far, this country, we haven't done badly. The VRA guys explained that we have extended electricity to about 90% of our people. I think if you go to Uganda, it's just about 50% of Ugandans that have electricity. So, and in fact, across Africa, we are among the best. If you take South Africa out, probably Ghana is among the best. There are many challenges, but if you compare with others, then you know that we are not doing too badly if you compare with others. One thing I've always said is that out of the 90% of the people we have extended electricity to, we also know that there are many other people who don't earn any income at the end of the month. So expecting them to pay electricity bills every month is a bit challenging. That is why in our tariff determination, we have something we call lifeline. We know that even with the one bob, such people, if you want to charge them the full cost of service, they can pay. So we have a lifeline tariff. And that lifeline tariff also means we have something we call subsidization. So those who earn a salary and those who can are made to subsidize those who cannot pay. So you should understand all of these processes. Sometimes your bill could be much higher than it ought to have been because there's a cross-subsidization processes involved. But every Ghanaian deserves to have electricity, don't we? Every one of us deserves to have it. So you should factor all of these things into the process. Now, for this tariff determination process, as I indicated in the introductory remarks, the utilities have said what they want to say. 59%, 77%, 200 and something percent. They have said it. They have explained to us. We have heard them. They've also explained to you. You have also given your views. You have questioned them. And as you did the questioning, we were sitting down taking copious notes. What we will do is that we'll take all the suggestions into account. And that is the beauty of PURC. It's a stakeholder board. If it is only the technicalities, we wouldn't have come here. We would have determined the tariffs for them in Accra. But it is not just the science or technical calculations. It is about what people feel. It is about the income levels in this country. It is about the disparities we all see, the quality of service and everything. So we have heard you as a commission, and we promise that your views will be reflected in the final decisions we make when the tariffs are announced. We thank you once again for your patience and for the strong participation. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Thank you, Chairman. We are grateful for putting this together for us. Okay, we will now have a Muslim prayer by Umaru Ibrahim Mohammed. Just after the prayer, please remain seated. Yaboko abano nkaka nkaka. Wobama hen lunch and a bibi kaka ye busy because you've been here since morning. Pocho, what's my do a hade? You take it home. Take home. Ejana is the into your cell and remain seated. You'll be ushered out to receive your package and you kindly go for us. Thank you. Umaru Ibrahim Mohammed.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Yaruba bompay na pana Muslim ya fadu ya bompay no kasi biya makibiara masra de wabajidu amin mpocho botum wa akabia. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين اللهم ارحمنا بالقرآن واجعل إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة اللهم ذكرنا منه ما نسينا وعلمنا منه ما جهلنا ورزقنا تلاوته آناء الليل وأطراف النار سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amen. It's a washer. It's a washer. Wow. Onya grow. And ye bobo hen in some dama Obama send the year kasa CCI or UCC. Jumazi kasa paro koda offer Ogwaho. Or ye 8-year development planner MC. And onye na bigwapo na order the craft flyer no do the oka program no. Nanso onyim de dem dwume osombo ma oman Ghana nyina so me pensem bopa ma oman him why as the pa for choosing us. Thank you oman him. Yeba from paying for podium for a group photography and see Oba Bahade na yecha photograph no oman him na nananom and commissioners and directors of various institutions. Yes, sir. Honda Waba Bahana, Yabo Mukam for you. Yes, sir. Homes Mobian call Waba service Banama Henity. Yeru Queen, Wabada auctions, better a pay an arch ways ban and ya abai. Yapom pay yaka many. Ye re-energy will be a pena as a call. Yet when you ask, thank you all for coming. My name is Edwina Gilda and Anthony Anaba, and I was from TW Radio 88.9. Do listen to us. Yes, the TW Radio. Yeah, one the baby, the puppy